Hello and welcome back to a brand new episode of the Pick a Side podcast. My name is Joe Moran and I'm here with River Brown, Andrew Velez, and Joe Dehls. And it's now episode 208. In this episode, we are going to give our final NFC predictions, create a hypothetical playoff bracket, and give our picks for week one of the NFL. The week is here. The time is now. Week one of the NFL starts Thursday.
Made it.
Bucs at Rams. Now this is a big time game.
Bills.
Oh, you're right. Bills at Rams. Yeah,
Roll
right,
to the chip we go, baby.
Bills at Rams.
Yes, sir.
It's going to be a great game. I can't wait until Thursday night. It's been so long since we didn't have football. I'm just so glad it's back.
So close. So far away. Two sleeps.
That's all it is.
And we're there.
And
I'm
Joe,
so
you
confused.
mentioned that last episode, if you guys were watching our live stream where we picked our fantasy teams, we are partnered with Boom Fantasy.
We are.
And you have some over-under picks for us.
I do.
On some passing yards for some quarterbacks for this upcoming week of week one. So let's pick these up. Let's rack these off.
I'll be honest. I got more than just passing yards.
Okay, let's
I got
do it.
passing yards. I got some receiving yards. You want to do specifically the Thursday night game?
We can do everything if you have it.
Or
let's do it.
I have for some Sunday too. We want to do both?
Yeah, let's do both.
Okay,
For
so
sure.
Let's go.
Yeah, for sure.
Pretty simple. Over under, brand new concept we're bringing to the show. I'm going to give you guys a line. You say you're going to go over that mark or under that mark. So first one, we're going to talk about this Thursday night game. Rams at Bills. Bills at Rams. It's going to be the first game. So the first matchup I have, or over under, is Stephon Diggs over under 60.5 receiving yards. He's going up against Jalen Ramsey, remember?
I'm going under on that one.
I think it's going to be a big Gabe Davis night.
For sure.
I
Gabe
think
Davis breakout.
that Diggs can score a touchdown, but I don't see him hitting the yards. I'm going under.
I'm going to say, for obvious agenda purposes, Allen got to come out, dominate. He's going to need Diggs to do that. I'm going to go over.
Okay.
I'm just saying Charvarius Ward low-key clamps Stephon Diggs.
Diggs is going to get his, though.
It's
He's
new
going to
year,
get targets.
new vibe.
At the
I
very
mean,
least.
Gabe Davis is here, though.
He is. Now,
Moving on.
Week one, Gabe Davis comes out.
It's funny you say Gabe Davis because he's second on this list.
Here we go.
And I think you guys might like this number. Gabe Davis over under 57.5 receiving
Is that
yards.
the play of the
over.
week?
I'm going over.
Is that the play of the week?
It has to be.
Definitely play of the night. Smash the over. Smash
Rib?
it.
Definitely over. Easily.
Over, okay.
Easily.
I'll go Gabe Davis over 80 yards.
Over
alternate.
80.
Yeah.
Okay. Lastly, Triple Crown winner of last year, Cooper Kupp, over under set at 91.5 yards.
For me, 100% over.
Over,
No white
100%.
either? Yeah.
No Trey White.
91 is high, but any number with Cooper Kupp last season, he
Was
go over.
obtainable.
You have to remember he's going up against Kyer Elam, most likely. Elam.
I know
Kyer Elam.
Yeah. I'm probably going to go over. I think it's going to be a shootout.
I'm going over on that for sure.
Over easily.
Over. All right, and the last one for Thursday. So there's over-unders. There's also matchups. So matchups, you pick whoever has the most of this category. This one is going to be who has more passing touchdowns, Matt Stafford or Josh Allen?
Easily for me, Josh Allen.
Josh Allen.
Big day. MVP.
Passing touchdowns.
Yes, MVP campaign starts Thursday.
Okay.
This is going to be a true test for the Bills secondary, to be honest with you, especially without Trey White. You want to get off to a hot start. I think Matty Ice, Matty Ice, the real Matty Ice. He comes out and he answers a lot of naysayers night one because, there's a lot of talk about his elbow. I think he goes and he leads the game in
Real
touchdowns.
Matty Ice is crazy. Buddy.
It's disrespectful.
I've been saying it for months now.
All right, I got a few more of these. So those for Thursday, and then I highlighted a few Sunday ones that I think we're all fans of here at this table. Try to pick some special ones. So first one, wide receiver in your Philadelphia Eagles. A.J. Brown, over under 66.5 receiving yards. You guys are playing the Detroit Lions this week.
I'm going to go over.
I don't know.
I'm going to smash the over.
66
Jalen Hurts
and a
got
half.
something to prove. A.J. Brown is there. Number one. I like that. I'm going to go over.
This is tough because of the weapons that Philadelphia has. Dallas Goedert, Devonta Smith, Zach Pascal.
There's just a lot going on for that offense. And, A.J. Brown's making his debut, so you want it to be special. That's what I'm taking into
it needs
account.
to be.
I think it's Jalen Hurts' first game with A.J. Brown. I think this is under. But as the season progresses, I'll trust that combo
What's
more.
the number, 67.5?
66.5.
Yeah.
I think he has a 100-yard game. I ain't going to front. I think this is statement game, 100-yard game. I'm going to take the alternate. I see he has a 100-yard game.
You know what? I think I'm going over, too. I don't love that Detroit secondary.
I'm going to still stick it under.
An under? Okay. Now moving over to the Dolphins, we have another new wide receiver, Tyreek Hill. His line's at 63.5 receiving yards. They're playing the Patriots.
With that Patriots secondary, It could happen first play of the game.
Yeah.
Not even exaggerating. I'm going over.
Yeah, I don't care who the secondary is. It can happen literally one time. Like, he only
Okay.
needs 2 catches, so I'm going to say over for Tyreek.
I'll go over for Tyreek Hill too.
All right, and then this last one, Tua over under 230.5 passing yards. The agenda
Under.
starts this week, doesn't it, Drew?
230
It's Tua?
is not.
You said Tua.
Tua.
Under 230 yards.
230.5 is the line.
What, he averages like 210 yards per game for his career? I'm going under on that one. Yeah.
He has Tyreek Hill now. Waddle year 2. Jasicki, I don't know how to say his last name.
Gesicki.
Gesicki. There we go, Gesicki. I'm going to take his over. I feel confident. 230, I'll take his over. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
Come
and
on.
this last one, we have the Bengals trio. I just want to know which one out of these do you guys
No
like the
Jettas
most?
is crazy.
I know,
I
no
just wanted
Jettas.
to point that out.
There will be a Jetta's prop up later. So out of this Bengals trio, which one do you like the most? Joe Burrow, over under 261.5 passing yards. Jamar Chase, over under 74.5 receiving yards. And T. Higgins, over under 67.5 receiving yards. Which one do you like the most?
Joe Burrow.
I tell you what, that T. Higgins one is sneaky because all the attention is going to be on Jamar.
Remind me who they play again?
Steelers.
I'm going Joe Burrow. Against that secondary, he's throwing for 300. So I'm going Joe Burrow.
I'm going Jamar Chase over 100.
The game could be put to bed relatively early. And 260, yes, is still attainable even if that's the case. But I feel like it's safer for me to go Higgins because it's going to be a lot of throwing and a lot of the attention is going to be on Jamar. And T. Higgins is just one of those guys you can't leave on an island.
Sounds good, fellas. Shout out to Boom.
You can download Boom Fantasy in the link in our description down below.
Yes, sir.
They're going to give us a better link, you told me.
They are. I forgot to ask about that today.
I actually
I'll
like
get it
that at
next
the
time.
end. You said, shout out to Boom. Very quick, subtle. Get out of
Yeah,
there.
shout out to Boom. And also, to let you guys know, you guys can get access to our Patreon episodes if you are in the chalkboard, which is free to join. The link is in our description for that as well. And I was asked in the comments, on one of the comments, that where do you buy merch? And it's pickasidepodcast.com.
Correct.
For you guys that don't know, you can get a hoodie, Pick a Side shirt, got different colors, got different flavors. Definitely going to update that as the season progresses. Now
Actually,
it's time.
that episode we had where I told everybody DM me on Instagram, like 7 people DM'd me.
Nice.
Oh.
Yeah, it was, yeah.
So you
Bringing
copped
in
them
sales.
shirts?
What?
Oh, I thought you copped them shirts. I thought that's what it was. No.
Oh, good God, no, I'm
Yeah,
not there
I
in life
understand.
yet. I'm
I
saying,
understand.
no, I got the link from him, and I
Nice,
just
nice.
freelancing the link.
Yeah, the Riv Academy shirt's lit.
Yeah, it's cool. You know, it's dope.
Nice, man.
Let's start this off. NFC predictions. We're going to start off with the NFC East because it is one of the more predictable divisions in football, I guess we can say.
To a degree.
Especially in the NFC.
It's low-key difficult.
Now, for me,
What's difficult
I
about
just,
You'll see.
for me, I want to say this real quick. I've been seeing a lot of Washington Commanders articles about how they're going to finish towards the bottom of the league. I saw something from The Athletic
See,
that
that's why it's
said
difficult.
within the NFC, they were talking about the Commanders are going to be in the running for the first overall pick, more so than they will be for the playoffs. Now, I think the Commanders are getting slightly underrated, but even at their best, I think they're going 7-10.
I said the
I
exact same.
don't trust Carson Wentz. I don't trust that secondary. The Giants quarterback play is bad. Brian Dable, first-year head coach.
Respect.
Offensive line is still below average. The defensive average is average. They released Blake Martinez because Dave Gettleman messed up their cap situation.
No James Bradbury either.
I got the Eagles winning this division. I think it's pretty easy for me. I think the Cowboys regress. They've lost out on so many players. Amari Cooper, Tyron Smith is now hurt. Lyle Collins, Connor Williams goes to Miami. I just
Randy
don't feel
Gregory.
like that's a big-time loss. I just don't think that the Cowboys are going to win this division. I think it's the Eagles' one to lose, and the Eagles' future is in a arm strength and the arm of Jalen Hurts, right?
Yes, sir.
I mean, Jalen Hurts has to have a big-time year for the Eagles, not only to make the playoffs, but to win this division and hopefully make some noise in the playoffs. Now, all around, they have a great team. It's really the quarterback play. How great can Hurts be? That's really what it comes down to. But the Eagles, I think, win this division. The Cowboys at second, the Commanders at third, and the Giants at fourth.
It's funny you were talking about the Eagles and it being on Jalen Hurts, of course. Absolutely, I 100% agree. But if the Cowboys win this division, that means that Dak Prescott's in the running for MVP. I firmly believe that because Dak Prescott has a lot of responsibility on his shoulders this season. You have no Amari. Your number one receiver is going to be CeeDee Lamb, who obviously has the potential to be a wide receiver 1. He showed that last season. And now Dalton Schultz becomes your wide receiver 2 ultimately. Let's just be honest. Dalton Schultz is going to get a lot of targets. Sure, you have Jalen Tolbert. Michael Gallup will be coming back to the field eventually this season. But it's going to be reliant a lot upon Dak Prescott because you have Ezekiel Elliott, obviously. He's there, and they've been saying it constantly that he should be the focal point of this offense. I disagree. I think Dak Prescott needs to solidify himself as one of the top quarterbacks in this league, especially if the Cowboys do want a chance to win this division. Tony Pollard's going to get a ton of work out of the backfield. Absolutely, I do believe that. But if the Cowboys want to be in the running for the East, Dak Prescott needs to be playing at an MVP level. Now, even with that being said, right now that's tough for me to predict for the Cowboys to win the division, especially with all the losses that they've had. And I feel like I'm just going the safe route, unfortunately, and leaning the Eagles. But I don't love putting my faith in Jalen Hurts, to be honest with you. I need to see it week 1, week 2, week 3, where he's consistently progressing as a passer. There's already been reports that his accuracy is looking a lot better. I need to see it first, believe it or not. I mean, I've been very consistent with Tua. I'm going to keep the same. Tua, Lamar, and Jalen Hurts, specifically Lamar and Jalen Hurts, that I need to see it consistently as a passer before I can fully go all in. If he comes out and he's gun blazing, then of course the Eagles should take this division. As for the Commanders, I'm in the same exact boat with you. I don't think they're going to be amongst the worst teams in the league. I think that, yes, Carson Wentz is bad, but he's not bad enough that the Commanders are going to be in the running for the number 1 pick. I mean, you have the Seahawks, you have the Bears, you have the Falcons. Those are 3 teams easily I'm taking before I'm taking the Commanders to have the number 1 pick. I would take the Jets before I take the Commanders. I mean that to no slight to you guys, honest to God. I just think that you guys are a year away.
Texans
are another one, but we'll see. I mean,
there's another team in the NFC East that might be in that
Lions?
conversation.
Are you talking about the Giants?
Talking about the New York Giants.
Yeah, that's fair enough. 100% I agree with that.
They are shit.
I just think that, yes, Carson Wentz is not great, but he's not bad enough that they're going to be competing. And as for the Giants, I'm in the minority when it comes to the Giants. I don't think they're going to be in the competition for the number 1 pick. Do I think they're going to be a wildcard team? Absolutely not. But I think they progress this season. I think it has to do with Dabble and the new offensive scheme. Daniel Jones, Saquon Barkley. These 2 need to be the absolute main attractions for this team.
Good luck.
What are we saying good luck to?
Because if you're Jones saying, and Saquon, that's who you're putting your trust behind.
Saquon Barkley is
Kenny
still...
Golladay.
So you're talking about they need to have a bounce back year. So what are you talking about, like 5 wins?
Absolutely.
Okay.
5-6 wins. And that's not bad enough to be the number 1 overall pick, truthfully.
That's close.
Nah. Is that less? How many wins they have last year? Do you remember?
I think they had 4.
4. So
they'll be top 10.
Well, I'm looking at the Seahawks honest to God, if they won a game, I'd be shocked. Like, the Seahawks really are not a great team overall. The Bears are another one. I love Justin Fields. I love Darnell Mooney. It just does not move the needle enough for them to win ball games. And the Falcons, they have a decent roster, but ultimately at the quarterback position, if you don't have it, you don't have it, and it's going to lead to losses. So right now, as it stands, I have the Eagles coming in first, the Cowboys coming in second, the Commanders coming in third, and in fourth place, unfortunately, the New York Football Giants.
A lot of the things you guys said for me, I mean, the Eagles are the best team in the NFC East. Even if you don't understand, even if Hurts doesn't make the main jump or he isn't the guy you're putting your trust in, if you take the quarterback out, we have the best team on paper in the NFC East, and I don't think it's really close. So shout out to Howie Roseman. You know, he did his thing in the draft. He did his thing in the offseason. And I just think, like you said, Jalen Hurts does have to make that improvement. But if you look at our schedule isn't that hard. And if you look at our season last year, man, we beat all the teams we should have beat. We get those type of wins where we beat teams that aren't better than us.
That's true.
So I think right now you're looking at oh my God, do y'all hear me stuttering?
Nah, you're good, bro. You sound good.
Bro, mid-take, he's got to get his fucking McDonald's in.
Yeah, bro.
Orange Hossie is the only way to go at McDonald's.
Exactly.
Or the Sprite.
Sprite, soda sometimes messes up
Nah,
my
I feel you.
face.
I don't drink soda either, but I know that
Yeah, I had to
McDonald's Sprite
stop.
goes.
But the Eagles easily are going to win the division. Dallas has lost a lot. You know, I think shout out to Dallas because I think it doesn't get highlighted enough the type of young talent they have. I think their stars, CeeDee Lamb, Michael Parsons, Trayvon Diggs, they're all 24, 23 years old. So I think that's great. You have your stars who are young. Dak is a quarterback, so he can play for a long time. He's like 30 years old or something around there.
Mm-hmm.
So Dallas will regress, but I think they'll still be good enough to compete for a wild card spot. I don't know if they're going to make the wild card, but they'll be in the hunt for most of the year. I got Washington, third place easily. You know, the defense I think is going to be there, but I think offensively, Carson Wentz isn't just going to be that good. Terry McLaurin is going to be great, but that's pretty much it on offense. That's the only thing I see. I don't trust that offensive line.
Curtis Samuel, Antonio Gibson, you never know.
You never know. It's
Jahan Dotson, first-round pick.
Facts.
You never know. It's a lot of hopes.
Logan Thomas come back.
Too many
He's
hopes.
questionable week 1 already.
Is he?
Nasty work if you're relying on Logan Thomas.
And
Then I have the Giants at the bottom of the division. Daniel Jones is cool. Saquon Barkley's nice. I hope he does bounce back because he was a dog. But Kenny Golladay, Sterling Shepard.
Put some respect on Kadarius Toney. Sterling Shepard with Daniel Jones is solid.
He's okay. As a number 1,
Tony's
number
the
2.
most exciting out of all of these.
I agree.
Wandell's probably second.
Easily.
Wandell had a good camp.
Wandell's good.
I'm not saying that I disagree with that.
Wandell 5'8".
He's 5'8", but he's all pink.
But I asked about Rondell Moore. We slept on that. They the same height. So please don't do that.
He's like 5'5".
Rondell's like
we'll
5'7".
Rondell was a better prospect.
Rondell,
not Wandell.
Rondell,
Rondell, like
that's
the
what I'm
Cardinals.
saying.
Yes,
Yeah.
he was a better prospect than
He's-
Wandell was too.
Fucking dog.
Yeah, Rondell.
Yeah.
We'll see this year.
Agenda pushing.
Starting from the bottom, because you guys know how I feel about the Eagles, man. It's not if they're going to win the division; it's how far are they going to go in the playoffs.
We're going to get there. We're going to get there. We're going to get there.
Once we get to the playoff bracket, we'll really talk about it. But I want to start from the bottom and go to the top. I have the Giants coming in last place. I think they're going to be a top 7 pick this year. Is that nuts to say?
Bottom to the top to bottom.
To the top.
We're going bottom to the top this time around. I think the Giants are going to have one of the worst records in the NFL this year. What'd you say, bro?
you're nuts.
Said you're a freak.
If anybody catches that, hilarious. You don't got to worry about what I said.
The Giants are going to be bad. I think there's already edits out there with Anthony Richardson in the Giants jersey. Daniel Jones after this year, he's not going to be the quarterback. Tyrod might see some time. Saquon is possibly gone after this season. They really need to tear it down so they can build it back up. This is going to be a lost season for them. So it's good to be hopeful if you're a Giants fan to get 5-6 wins. But in reality, that's just going to hurt you in the draft.
Quick question, Dehls. Who do you think is going to have more impact, Neil or Kevon?
Kayvon.
Sorry, Kevon.
That's a great question.
He's hurt right now, though.
Well, when they play, obviously.
When they play, it's going to be Kayvon easily.
But believe it or not, I feel like Neil.
I feel like that O-line, Neil can set the tone.
No, Neil, if he sets the edge for Saquon, then things get exciting because Saquon loves to run outside the tackles.
Yep.
And if Neil is that dominant force, then Saquon starts to get into space. Then the Giants' offense starts to click.
It's a great question. I lean Kayvon. I think he could be dominant quicker. But Evan Neal is going to be very important if they want to do anything offensively. So Giants, I have them going 4 or 5 wins, about the same as last year. I have the Commanders in 3rd place. They're not as good as the Cowboys. They're not as bad as the Giants. I think they're kind of lost right now. When you don't have a quarterback, it's hard to figure out what direction your franchise is going in, especially with the ownership there has, really been a mess for the last few seasons. If you're a Commanders fan, I mean, you should have some hope for this offense. Wentz is better than Heineke, right, which is something, but ultimately they're going to come up short in a lot of games. And then I have the Cowboys in 2nd place. Like you mentioned, Riv, they just lost too much. Actually, when I went back and redid their schedule, I had them originally with 10 wins. Now I think they have 8 to 9 wins. Losing Tyron Smith, losing Amari Cooper. These are just too big of losses to overcome, and these are guys that when they're out, Dak has struggled the most. I know everyone's expecting Dak to be great, and he's gonna put up numbers because
$40 million quarterback.
They're gonna have to pass. Like
You have to.
they could say it's Zeke's team all they want. Dak is still one of the best quarterbacks in the league. He's gonna get his shot, so he's gonna put up numbers. But I've seen too often him struggle without Amari, without Tyron Smith. Worried about the Cowboys. I do think they'll be in that playoff hunt, but their absolute ceiling is 1st round exit.
So I'm going to be honest with you guys. I actually just went through the Giants' schedule. Is it crazy to say they could win 7 games?
You're just being really, really,
No.
optimistic.
All right, here we go. Week 1 against Tennessee.
L.
It's a loss.
It's not crazy to say they could win.
It's not
That
crazy,
early?
but I'm not giving them
All
a
right,
win.
I agree. I also have them with a loss, but it's not crazy. This could be an upset. Carolina.
Loss.
That's a winnable.
That's
a
a winnable game.
That's a winnable game.
That's a winnable game, but I look at Carolina.
More
I
than
think
Tennessee.
I think Carolina's offensive line is better. The receivers are better.
Carolina's
The
team,
quarterback
just
is
their
better,
quarterback, yeah.
and I think their defense is better.
All right, they have half a win right now.
Okay, versus Dallas. That's a loss.
Loss.
Versus Chicago.
That's a
Win.
win.
I have versus Green Bay. That's a loss.
That's a loss.
Baltimore. Loss. At Jacksonville.
Win.
That could be a loss.
But that
though.
could be a
half.
loss too.
That's
Trevor
half.
Lawrence is going to be.
So actually,
Really good.
I apologize. Versus Dallas, I did give them a win. I have them splitting.
Dak Prescott owns the Giants.
He does. And he owns the Eagles also.
Yeah, but the Eagles have a good team now.
They do, but they went 2-0 last
The
season
second game
against the
hurts in a
Eagles.
play.
True. Okay. Bye week versus Houston.
Okay, winnable.
That's a win.
Versus Detroit. I gave them
That's
a
a
loss
win.
here,
I
but
know.
it's a winnable game.
It is.
That's a loss for me.
At Dallas, this is where I gave them
That's
the
a
loss.
loss.
A loss for me.
Versus Washington.
Is it
Winnable.
away or home?
Versus.
They'll split.
They're
I think
home.
they
4
split,
and 5.
Okay.
Winnable.
but they win that game.
Versus Philly. Are they losing both?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, lose.
We own the Giants.
Didn't they beat you once last season?
I don't remember.
I could be off my rocker, but I'm pretty sure.
Like 12-2. in, like,
At
the last
Washington.
year, so.
They
Loss.
That's a loss. At Minnesota, loss. Versus Indy, loss. At Philly, loss. That's
I have them
around
4 to 5 wins.
No, that's not around 7.
That's around-
For me, that was like 3 or 4.
I have them versus Dallas splitting, versus Chicago, at Jacksonville, at Seattle, versus Houston, versus Washington, versus Philly.
You just have a lot of the 50-50 games going in their favor.
the only
What's the
only
50-50?
real
Almost
Tennessee,
all of them
Carolina.
except splitting with Washington.
I didn't take Tennessee. I did not
Chicago's
take
still a
Carolina.
50-50 game.
Oh my God.
It is. It
Because
is.
Chicago's looking at the Giants and saying, we could win this
could
game
be our
too.
game. Okay.
All of them are 50-50 games. I think they split with Washington. I'll give you that. Everything else could go either way.
The only games I think they truly should, like they should be in favor of winning 100%
The Bears.
are the Bears and the Texans. I don't think they're this by far favorite against the Jaguars.
I don't think
I
so
think the
either.
Jaguars can give them fits.
I would take the Jags right now. I believe in Trev more and Doug Peterson. I mean, I like Dable a lot,
Well,
but
Doug Peterson.
I mean, what do
he's
they
a Super
have
Bowl
to go
champion
with
head
that
coach.
offense other than Trevor? Etienne, I can't disrespect.
the weapons room in Jacksonville I think is better than New York.
Very.
It's not
that
saying
is-
much, but I'll
exactly.
take it.
And like Tony could easily be the best out of all of them.
He could. He has to stay on the field. He
And
was already
Christian
hurt in training
Kirk?
camp.
You talking about
He
Christian
could, he
Kirk?
could be better than Christian Kirk
He
for
can.
sure.
Come on, man.
For sure, actually.
Respect him.
He could clear Christian Kirk one
And
day. if he could get
Saquon's
everything
better
together.
than Etienne, regardless of whatever you want to say. I don't care.
I don't disagree.
So.
No,
Etienne's gonna have a big
look, I
impact.
think the
I do-
Giants.
for sure.
I think the Giants have a better weapons room. I just think Trevor Lawrence is going to be far better than Daniel Jones.
I think they have a better
I don't
wide receiver
disagree.
room, or including
Weapons.
Saquon.
Weapons room. I'm taking.
I
True.
think
I
their
did say
wide receiver
weapons.
room is better too.
I think their wide receiver. I think Jacksonville's wide receiver is better, but with Saquon, I understand.
Because
So Kirk and Marvin Jones are the separator.
Kirk, Marvin Jones. They have one other receiver.
I'm blanking too.
Just
Zay
say
Jones.
Zay Jones.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
not-
picked up Evan Ingram.
Hey.
I'm just saying I like Galladay, Tony, and Shepard.
Galladay's
Better.
so
It's the
right.
same level, guys.
Galladay.
Shepard. That's
They had
intriguing
it-
because
him and
Daniel
Daniel
Jones
Jones had a
have a
connection,
connection.
Oh shit.
It should be an interesting year for the Giants, but yes, I definitely understand where you guys are coming from. But it's not out of the realm of possibility.
We're building it up.
Did y'all see that
Picks.
report of James Robinson
burn
set
it
to be back
down.
by week 1?
That's amazing.
Who?
James
James
Robinson's playing week 1.
Yeah,
after
that's
a
going to
torn
be good for
Achilles.
Jacksonville. They need
I was
that.
wondering because you guys kept not naming him. So I was very
Facts. I
confused.
apologize. That's very rude to
Yeah, he
James
is.
Robinson.
Yeah, you're right. James Robinson is a good player.
I got y'all.
Their backfield is better than the New York Giants.
Easily.
Sure. So we all have the Eagles winning the division then, right? We all have them winning the division.
I do have them winning the
Okay.
division.
Me too. I'm doing my work league fantasy draft. They took DJ Moore over AJ Brown.
Really?
Look at the
So you're
dedication
lit?
in this man.
I'm sick. They took DJ Moore over AJ Brown. I could have had AJ Brown. They took the auto pick took DJ Moore.
Ah.
I thought you meant your.
Oh, you
coworker
missed
took
it.
DJ
You
Moore.
missed the pick.
Yeah. We were talking.
No.
Cue it, bro. Why don't you cue things?
The draft that just started. I can't win them all.
My goodness.
Boy.
I'd be sick.
Yeah, I'm devastated.
Yeah, that sucks.
NFC West predictions. We're moving on to the next division in the NFC. The Seahawks will be one of the worst teams in football.
I agree.
I don't have to go too in depth on them. I think everybody knows they're bad outside of Seahawks fans that choose to be delusional. The Seahawks are going to be horrible, and it's as simple as that. Pete Carroll's philosophy is outdated, and if you don't have a quarterback, let alone a good one, they're going from an elite one to one of the worst ones. They're going to be bad. I see 2-15. That's what I have them with right now.
That's fair.
Arizona, for me, looking at their schedule, it is tough. And knowing them, they do start off pretty hot. So I had them winning a lot of games towards the beginning of the year. But as we got towards the end of the year, I had them dropping games, and I had them at 7-10 overall. The defense, I don't think talent-wise on paper, it's anything that you praise. But then again, Vance Joseph can prove me wrong because he's a great defensive coordinator,
Yes.
and he could maximize his talent. So is it out of the realm of possibility that the Arizona can actually have a solid defense? It's not. But as of right now, I don't see it. I think their offensive line still isn't very good, and second half regression always have to account for that when you talk about Arizona. I have them going 7-10. The Rams, I have them going second, 11-6. I think
Spicy.
Stafford's elbow injury is a bit more serious than people like to make it seem like.
Love it. Ramley, baby. We're back.
Oh, I can't with the Rams this year. I can't.
Why,
I
bro?
have the 49ers agenda, bro. It's chopped.
So do I, but at the same time,
I can't
now
do
he's
both.
saying second. Now Stafford's
I
arm's
can't
going to
do
be a
both.
worry.
He could have a Stafford agenda. That's cool. Whatever.
The offensive line with the Rams, I don't think it's a very good one. I think it's an average to below average offensive line. The defense, I know when Bobby Wagner first signed to the Rams, Drew was propping him up to be some top 5 linebacker.
Still is.
No, he's past that.
If
He's
that's what you
nowhere
think,
near.
That's a shame.
His counterpart in Seattle is actually better than him now.
You think what?
And Jordan Brooks.
Okay.
Jordan Brooks is a better player than Bobby Wagner now.
Interesting.
I think he's a big time name, but is he a big time player anymore?
So
I don't
the same
think he
shit
is.
about Von Miller, and that was wrong.
About Von Miller.
Correct.
That he's not a.
You said he was washed.
I didn't say he was washed.
Yet you did say
No,
he was
I did
washed.
not. Did I say he was washed? I didn't say he was
I
Bro,
washed.
can't
don't have to
remember.
ask Joel.
I just said he wasn't
Talk
as
to
elite
me
as he
'cause
was.
You're talking about Von Miller.
I said he wasn't as elite as he was.
Sorry, King.
I don't know if you ever. He said
I never
washed.
said. I never said washed.
You said he's.
I never said washed.
I say he's not that good anymore. Maybe that.
Bro, hold on.
That sounds.
Wait, Joe, I'm going to refresh everybody's memory. When Von Miller got traded to the Rams, who was the person who on the very next episode came and said, "This is the move that I think puts them
And
into
then the
Super
week
Bowl
after
favorite."
Well, he
you
was
came
already
out-
in on.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
No, and then the week after you said it's my biggest regret ever by
Why?
taking the Rams.
Why
That's
though?
the point.
You
Why
tell
though?
me.
Why though?
You tell me.
It wasn't because of Von Miller. It was
Why?
because of Stafford, and I thought I couldn't trust him in big time moments in prime time. Because last year, in every single big time prime time game, he didn't perform. I didn't change my opinion because Von Miller was washed. I literally said he is the reason why they are now my favorites last year. So
He
I
performed in the
definitely
playoffs.
Stafford.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no doubt. But I didn't say Von Miller was washed. That's
When
crazy.
he was on the Broncos, you said he was
Bobby
not good
Wagner.
anymore.
Bobby Wagner is not a good player anymore.
Not, not good is crazy.
He's not.
I don't think he's elite anymore.
He's
I don't
not
think
one of the
top
better
five. He's
linebackers in the league.
He's a good
anymore.
player.
He's an upgrade over the linebackers they had.
Ernest Jones,
He's an upgrade.
slight.
He's an upgrade.
It's a slight one.
Why are you
And the
talking
leadership
about
he
Bobby
brings,
Wagner
the
like
championship
he's Blake
experience, all of
Martinez?
that.
Yeah, that's nuts.
What are
Blake
you
Martinez might
doing?
be just as good right
Oh
now.
my God,
I'm not
this is
gonna
getting
lie.
disrespectful.
No,
at this
look,
point.
Bobby Wagner's a Hall of Famer, but let's just call a spade a spade.
He's good right
he's
now.
good.
He was
bro.
one of the
He's-
worst linebackers in coverage last year.
He's not terrible.
He's not terrible, but he's not a great
And also
linebacker.
being on this Rams
Yeah,
defense,
he'll
I'm
look
much
much
more
better.
excited
He'll
than
look much
Seattle.
better.
Wait, do you think that he's a top 5 linebacker?
No.
Well,
I
Drew
don't.
does.
I don't.
Do you think he's a top 10 linebacker, middle linebacker
I think
right
he's
now?
an upgrade over what they had.
Well,
He
what they
did-
had
he
was
did-
one of the bottom
Y'all are
linebacking
talking
I
cores
know,
in the
so it's an
NFL.
upgrade
Like
nonetheless.
he's
This is a
regular.
Super Bowl team who just upgraded the linebacking core, who brings leadership, championship experience, all of that. He did look like he lost a step last year at times, but I'm still high on Wagner because of this defense and the scheme they're
When
going to
you're
run, the
playing
players
on
around
Seattle
him.
and the energy is
yeah.
not there. You're not
playing-
playing
yes.
to your maximum effort. You're on the Rams. You can win a championship every week.
You'll
He's going
lock
to go
in.
out there
You'll lock
hungry.
in.
At the minimum, he's going to be a fantastic stopping linebacker. If he could give you that pass coverage as well, now you're talking about him, taking that step with once he was, which he didn't really show last year.
He gonna lock in, bro.
He's not a top 10 linebacker anymore. There are 10 linebackers better
There's
than
nothing
him
wrong
right
with
now.
that.
Listen, man, if you feel that way, that's your own opinion. But
He's not. Look, I think the Rams are still going to be a playoff team. There's no doubt.
Oh no, no one's saying that.
But
that
they have.
Bobby Wagner.
But they
ahead.
have regressed in multiple areas. Their offensive line has regressed tremendously. Their receiving core. Is Allen Robinson, what is he going to be? He's had a good camp.
What are we talking about?
A-Rob is an upgrade over Odell.
Over Robert Woods.
easy.
Both.
I don't think he's an upgrade over Robert Woods.
Over Odell.
I think he is.
Over Odell's strong, dude.
Robert Woods post ACL, I'm saying.
No, I would say that
Post
Allen,
ACL.
no, Allen
Yes.
Robinson.
I'm talking about Robert Woods
No.
and what he was doing for the
No,
Rams.
Allen
No.
Robinson is a better football player than Robert Woods. Yes. To say he's an upgrade over Odell
I'm
is
sorry, not the Odell we saw in the playoffs. But I'm saying if I could pick one receiver right now with what Odell has gone through,
So you're saying-
Allen Robinson.
okay, yes.
If you get the playoff Odell, yes, that's
'Cause
different.
I was saying
but that
last
wasn't
season
in the cards.
Odell was absolutely out
I'm
of this
taking
world.
that
Was.
version of Odell over Allen Robinson.
Allen Robinson
yes.
have a really good year.
No, Allen Robinson's
I mean,
going to be very
the
good.
Rams went from having Cooper Kupp, Robert Woods, and Odell. We know that Robert Woods got injured to now having Kupp, Robinson, and Van Jefferson. Like I like that receiving core. There's no doubt. But Allen Robinson, let's not act like he's not a question mark.
He's 2 years removed. Last year was bad, but 2020 had 100 catches, 1,000 yards, and 6-7 touchdowns.
No,
he was great
for sure. But
he's only 29.
But I like Kupp and Robert Woods better than Kupp and Allen Robinson.
If you told me that there was,
it's close. I mean,
Robert Woods, what he does as a blocker,
yes, I agree.
That scheme
but
is
now
super
Robert
important.
Woods post ACL injury, give me Allen Robinson, which is the decision they made. They traded Robert Woods and signed Allen Robinson.
If you told me that it was an inside job that Allen Robinson was to not get the football last year in the Bears offense, so they didn't pay him, I would believe you. It looked as if they were just not look his way because he was due his money and they didn't want to give it to him. The Rams came up huge. Allen Robinson's still a very good wide receiver at the minimum.
I don't think he didn't say that. He just thinks Robert Woods is better.
But the thing that is great about Robert Woods, where I can see where you're coming from, is that Robert Woods is a great blocker. But Cooper Kupp is still a great blocker too. So you lost Robert Woods' ability to block. Yes, that stings.
Yeah, but Woods was filling in that role, and that's what freed up Kupp to do what he does.
See, but now you still have Allen Robinson, who's still very great at route running. He has to do that now,
or he has to at least complement that.
He's going to be great.
I think Robinson's going to be fine, but I like Robert Woods and Kupp better. I like that duo better.
He's going to fill the Robert Woods role
and the regression, and I think and that's huge.
It is huge
in a zone run scheme.
But
that's huge.
I don't think they signed Allen Robinson knowing that he's not as good of a blocker as Robert Woods.
They signed Allen Robinson to be another.
They
threat
signed
from
Allen
Matthew
Robinson,
Stafford.
yes, and they need him to be what he once was,
and he can be.
Which is
and
2 years ago.
He's 29 years old.
I understand we're just talking about conspiracy theories here, but I don't. But I don't think a guy in Justin Fields who's just getting his feet wet in the league was deciding not to look at Allen Robinson's way. I think Allen Robinson just didn't get open.
I'm obviously just kidding, but Allen Robinson
he breaks
still,
1,000 yards, right?
Maybe a little bit over. I can see it for sure. I mean, it's a pass-heavy offense.
I'm saying he's gonna have a good
Matthew
season.
Stafford always leads the league in attempts. At least he's top 10 in it. I can see it, but
I
like Robert Woods better.
You would have kept Robert Woods with the ACL injury.
Well, there was a bigger price tag on Robert Woods. If you're telling me the same price, who can I have at the same price? I'm taking Robert Woods at the same price.
They got A-Rob. How much is Robert Woods making?
Robert Woods would not have made as much as Allen Robinson.
A-Rob made 15 years, 3 years, $45 million for A-Rob.
I think Robert Woods
maybe
has he ever cracked over 1,000 yards? Maybe once.
Yeah, I feel like he has.
I don't
know for sure.
Wait, what'd you say? If Robert Woods ever cracked 1,000? Yeah, multiple times.
It's been twice.
Yes, twice. But it's been since 2019.
What's Woods' contract situation?
I'm checking it right now.
Because it's nothing crazy. Because I mean, the Titans were able to take on his contract, and it's not like they had a ton of cap room.
He is signed
before they trade AJ Brown too.
25, but
$10 million a year signed until 2025.
Yep.
For Woods?
Yep.
That's a great contract.
Yeah, but it's $13 million, then $15 million at the end of the contract.
Okay, so it's a little bit cheaper than Allen Robinson.
Yeah, but it's also you have him long term. Allen Robinson is not much of a
3 years
commitment.
$45 million.
How much guarantee?
And Robert Woods is 30 years old. Allen Robinson's 28 years old and still has shown upside of being a top 10 receiver.
He won't be
top 10.
He's not.
He has shown upside of being top 10, which he has been in the past.
Well, it doesn't matter. He's not going to be that now.
Top 10 right now.
No,
that's wrong.
fine.
That's
he
tough.
could be a top 20 receiver easily.
There's a lot of dogs out there, man.
There's a ton.
And Allen Robinson can be just as good because of the offense he's in.
That's fair. Yeah, he'll have the numbers for it.
So he was on a 4-year deal going to Tennessee, and
Yep.
the Rams were going to cut him anyway. That's why they traded him.
Robert Woods, you're saying?
Yeah, they were going to cut him.
So
to
he must
save
not have
$7 million.
Yeah, he must not have a lot of guaranteed money left.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying though. It's not like they just gave him up because they're like Allen Robinson is better. I feel like they just made a business decision. And
they
Allen
paid
Robinson
more for Allen Robinson.
Yes, but it's on a shorter deal.
It's 2 years guaranteed though. Robert Woods sounds like it's basically not guaranteed anymore.
No, it was guaranteed.
You said they would have saved $7 million though.
They saved $7 million, but they had $9 million dead cap.
Okay, so next year it definitely would have been able to get out of it.
Yes, but
it's not a shorter term deal.
I don't think
Robert Woods shorter term than Allen Robinson was.
We're on this subject for too long. Ultimately, I think Robert Woods and Cooper Kupp is better than Allen Robinson and Cooper Kupp, and that's the bottom line. And what I've been saying is that the Rams have regressed in the offensive line. That is a fact. They have regressed And even the running back committee, Sony Michel last year for them was huge.
So
if you want,
Sony is so replaceable.
if you want to
Darrell
believe,
Henderson was their best running back by far.
and he was hurt, and then Sony Michel took over.
But Darrell Henderson came back in the playoffs and still was really
Cam Akers
good.
has to be rookie Cam Akers, which he can be, but he looked bad in the playoffs. That's a fact.
Joel, my question for you is, with all the question marks on the Rams, so you believe, putting the Niners at 1, you believe Lance is going to have that type of year?
I think in the regular season for sure. I think the regular season, 49ers are going to win the division easily.
Okay. Easily.
I think I like their offensive line better, even though they have lost some pieces, but I like it better. I like their weapons better. I like their defense better. Yeah, the secondary play could be better. Charvarius Ward was a huge free agent acquisition, but I look at that front seven. I look at Nick Bosa, Eric Armstead. D Ford, I know he got cut, but Javon Kinlaw still there, and he's a big-time piece for them. I think he's going to break out in a huge way. Fred Warner, in my opinion, is the best linebacker in the NFL.
Right.
Drake Greenlaw, they have speed all over the field. I think the 49ers are going to be better than the Rams in the regular season. Now, the playoffs is a different thing. We're going to do the playoff bracket later. That's why I don't want to get too in-depth on the Rams because it doesn't matter. This is just regular season.
The Niners,
and they're only one loss.
Niners do have a tough...
We're only one loss behind the 49ers.
They do have a tough schedule, though. They see teams like... they play Denver. They play KC. They play the Rams twice, obviously. They play the Chargers. They play the Saints. Miami, Tampa, Las Vegas... Like, this isn't an easy... How many wins do you have them?
Cardinals twice.
The Niners?
Yeah.
I have them at 12.
That's why to say easily, like, I don't know, it's tough for me. Especially with the rookie second-year quarterback in Trey Lance. Yes, I think Trey Lance is going to be great, but Trey Lance has to be very, very good.
Well, I'm expecting Trey Lance to be better than Jimmy Garoppolo.
Well, are you expecting Trey Lance to play better than Matthew Stafford?
No, but I think the Niners have a better team.
Okay, can't argue with that logic.
Can't argue with that.
And like I said, I think the injury for Stafford is a bit troublesome.
See, that's the
He
thing.
went through it
not-
last year.
But the thing with
It
Matthew
wasn't
Stafford
as
is,
severe
though,
as
he
what it is this year.
has been the epitome of playing through injuries. Play with a broken back. Like, Matthew Stafford's not brand new to the idea of playing hurt. If anyone you want to trust to play injured, it's Matthew Stafford. And if he's going out onto the field, he's trusting himself, he's trusting his body to play at a high level.
It's different playing through pain compared to an actual injury, though. You know,
I mean, it's both. Like, you're
What do you
literally
mean?
you're doing both.
but if it
What do you mean-
just
what do you
if
mean
it
by
just
that?
hurts to throw, that's one thing. But if you physically cannot throw the
Oh,
ball
okay,
with
I was like,
velocity
okay.
or
That's
far,
the thing. Like, clearly, if he was not throwing the ball as well as he had in the past, then they would have put him onto the shelf and they would have tried
You're
to
saying
bring
in
another
training
option.
camp right now.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, he didn't participate in many practices.
But he still practiced.
No, he practiced, but
he got shut down for.
He did get shut down.
maybe
This is
two.
a- this
and
is a little while.
even when
early,
they did,
like early August,
and even when they did practice, they didn't really have him go through a lot of throwing drills. So it is
they're
something.
worried. But what other plan is out there? You're not getting Jimmy Garoppolo.
No.
You know, like
I
they
mean,
don't have.
they're going
another
to John
plan.
Wolford if anything happens,
Jesus.
which
Screwed.
is going to
Right.
cost them their season.
They're screwed.
Jesus fucking Christ.
I wasn't as bold as you. We're gonna get into the playoff bracket later, but I do still have the Rams win the division. It's close. It's between one game. Always on some shit. It's one game between the Rams and 49ers. I do think the Rams regressed, but I have to give them the credit with Sean McVay and Stafford and Kupp and all those guys. The Niners have been there before without a doubt, and as high as I am on Trey Lance, it's just the respect I have to give to Matt Stafford, what they did last year, and still how good this team is, even with the pieces they lost. That being said, the Niners are going to be right on their heels the entire season, and it wouldn't shock me if they ended up winning the division, because you're going to see once we get to the playoffs how high I really am on the 49ers. So I have them first and second. Third and fourth, the Cardinals. I know, Rib, that's your squad. You even got the red do-rag on right now.
It's my third team.
This is your third team?
Yeah, third.
Eagles,
Bills.
Bills. Oh,
Cardinals.
Bills. I feel like Bills is new.
No.
Oh, the Josh Allen, Michael Jordan, my bad.
I've
my
actually
bad.
been a Josh Allen fan for a minute. Joel can attest to that.
That's fair.
I've been a Josh Allen guy.
The Cardinals' schedule is tough. I know the offensive line's not a problem with Kyler. I don't think the defense is good. Without having Hopkins, I think Hollywood's going to have a fantastic year. I think Rondell Moore, if it's any year to do it, it's this season with Hopkins being out the first 6 games and he could get more of a workload. You have James Conner, who had arguably his best season last year, 18 touchdowns. The yards per carry wasn't where you want to see it, but Chase Edmonds is gone, so he's going to be the main guy. Zach Ertz. So the offense is going to be fun to watch. I think Kyler is a superstar. He could win a Super Bowl one day. But the team right now, I'm not sold on. I'm really not even sold on Cliff yet either with his second half regression. And then lastly, Seattle. they're rebuilding. I think they win 4 or 5 games. I see them in a similar way to the Giants, where there's not a ton to be excited for right now. I think next year, I personally would be trying to move off Pete Carroll and get a new quarterback, just have a whole new regime in there and really start from fresh. Because Pete Carroll without Russell Wilson really didn't have any success in the NFL. There's nothing that tells me he will have success with an incoming rookie quarterback. Rather have a young offensive guy in there, and they could get one of the top quarterbacks in the draft. But 1st through 4th, I have the Rams, 49ers, Cardinals, and Seahawks.
So start. Yeah, I'm cooking. Start from the bottom to the top. Seahawks aren't good. The only thing I'm going to be paying attention to is DK Metcalf. Pretty much everything else is like whatever.
Rashad Penny, bro. Throw some respect on his name.
No.
Dwayne Brown.
Bro, no. Charles Cross.
I'm good.
Okay.
Just gonna continue.
You know what team he's on right now?
Who?
Dwayne Brown.
You asked me.
Are you embarrassing him right now?
No, I'm not. I'm just asking
Okay.
him.
No,
It was a very recent signing.
No, I'm upset that you asked me this after I just said I'm cooking. So that's what I'm
It
like.
was a very recent signing.
Is he on the Jets?
What do you mean you're cooking?
Nice.
Jets season just huh?
Jets.
What are you talking about? It's not that hot in here, guys.
It's not that hot.
No, I'm smoking hot. I'm
Got a
all over
sweatshirt
the
on,
place.
that's
Nah, it ain't the sweatshirt. I'm telling you, it ain't the sweatshirt. It's like that shit hit me like 10, 15 minutes later. And for my third team, K1, we trust. The offensive line.
You are a bastard. Nah, I won't lie. You're something else.
You didn't say it, so I had to say
okay.
it.
He plays for the Jets, bro.
I said that.
I said he answered.
Yeah, we already established that. I think the offense in Arizona is gonna be great. Actually, I think even though D-Hop's gonna miss 6 games, like I said, I have these random fucking agendas for the Cardinals. Rondell Moore is one of them. I think Rondell Moore.
I was really high on Rondell coming out.
Yeah,
of the draft.
I think even though he's small, his speed, his ability to break down, I think he's going to be fine. I think Arizona's offense is going to be great. Zach Ertz was really good. Him and Kyler Murray have that connection. I just think the defense, like you said, I have this weird also Byron Murphy agenda. I do have an agenda for that. I think he can be a really great cornerback one day in the NFL. But the defense overall in totality just isn't good. And I think
It's Buda Baker,
that's it.
Marcus Golden.
No.
What happened?
What are you
is this guy
talking about?
Just him- he's always
Joe's
doing some shit.
come on,
You're doing that
man.
little weird love thing.
Come
You're
on.
JJ
You know
Watt,
what's
Marcus
crazy?
Golden,
Listen to
Isaiah
Riv,
Simmons,
man. He's
and
saying
Buda
some
Baker.
facts right
Isaiah
now.
Simmons hasn't lived up
Lock
to
in,
that.
I don't
fellas.
disagree.
And
But that's the defense.
Buda's tough.
Buda's amazing.
Who's after?
It's Buda, Marcus
I get
Golden,
what you're saying.
JJ Watt.
What are the odds that Isaiah Simmons has like a breakout
I hope
Pro
he
Bowl
does.
I hope he
season?
does.
I'm rooting for
But
him.
Byron Murphy, outside of him, they have nothing.
Last
still
year,
Byron
Rondell
Murphy's-
Moore.
No, Jalen Thompson is good.
He's okay.
Like,
I'm
Rondell
talking
Moore.
about corners. I'm talking
The
about
way the
corners.
Cardinals used him last year had an average depth of target of 1.2 yards.
That's exactly what I was
like
going to say. I'm just
he's
like,
literally screens, drags. He got handoffs. He got
Yeah.
some, like shovel passes.
Well, now he'll
but
be able to.
nothing
This
else.
6 weeks is his time. Like, yo, show them you could do a
The
little bit
second
more.
lowest was Cole Beasley at 5.9 yards. Like it was the way that he was used is like you don't use
Like
a
a
receiver
gadget
like
guy,
this.
you know?
Yeah.
But number 2 for me is the Niners. I didn't go like that because I just think, like, based off what that schedule was, the Niners, even though their team is good, I think Lance literally has to have a really great season for them to be the number 1 seed in their respective division. I think that schedule is tough. They do still have some holes, but I think offensively Trey Lance is going to be fine because Kyle Shanahan is going to put him in positions, and he has the weapons. He has a star at tight end. He has a star receiver. This could be a Brandon Ayuk breakout year for real.
we'll see
But
when that happens.
I think Lance overall is going to have a good season, but I think he needs a great season to really win that division. And the number 1, I think, is the Rams because I think when you have two of the best defensive players in the NFL, along with a great quarterback and arguably the best wide receiver in the league, I think that just puts it over for me.
And one of the best head coaches in the game as well.
They have 2 game changers on defense, 2 game changers on offense. You're bringing in Allen Robinson. You have Van Jefferson, who showed the potential. And then on top of that, on defense, I know Bobby Wagner isn't this top 5, top 10 guy. But
Okay, that's according to this guy.
yeah,
All
but
right,
when you
stick to your
come
guns.
in and you're a player who's won, and you come in with a bunch of guys who've also won, it just brings the bet up. He's going to be locked
100%.
in every week, every game. So he's going to be really, really good for them. But like I said, Jalen Ramsey, Aaron Donald, game changers. Then you have Matthew Stafford. So for me, I got the Rams.
So Rams
I got
have the
Niners
game
and
changers,
Cardinals.
but the Niners don't. Nick Bosa,
They have
Fred
game
Warner.
changers.
Fred Warner and Nick Bosa are
They're
two of the top
amazing.
players at their
They have
position.
game changers.
Aaron Donald is just leaps and bounds better than both of them. Absolutely.
I do think the Niners defense has more game changers though.
I don't disagree. I think
How many they
defensively
got?
they definitely
Eric Armstead can change
he's
the
a
game.
as a whole that defense really
Nick
got
Okay,
Bosa.
Charvarius Ward joining that
Jimmy
second.
Ward last year played
was-
at a
Jason Verrett.
Phenomenal.
I'm not
Jason
going to call
Verrett's
everybody a
coming back
game
as
changer.
well.
Now you're saying Jimmy
No,
Ward.
Jimmy
Jimmy
Ward,
Ward.
no,
Game
he's-
changers on defense. There's very, very
Yeah,
few.
like when I said game changers, let me be more specific.
there's, like,
I meant like top
8
five,
maybe?
top
Yeah,
seven
they have
guys.
Fred
Bosa-
Warner and Nick
Bosa
Bosa.
Yeah, that was
is a
it.
game
You
changer.
said more than the Rams.
Jimmy
on
Ward
defense.
was a game changer for them last
But
year.
But he's not a game changer
come on,
like
you
these
know
guys.
what
Come
I
on,
mean.
dude.
You know what
Get
I
outta
mean.
here.
He's
bro.
not a
He
game
was a
changer.
game changer last
If you wanted to say that the Niners defense as a whole was better, hey,
No,
listen,
No, it
that's
is.
a fact.
No, that's
Oh,
without a doubt.
That's
Yo,
without a doubt.
Fred
yeah.
and Bosa, I mean, those are game changers for sure.
Yeah,
Donald
Eric
and Ramsey
Armstead is
are
not a
just
game changer.
Jimmy Ward and shit. Come on.
Facts. That's valid. You showing me run defense for a corner?
For a safety. He's a
Oh,
safety.
sorry.
Yeah.
He plays
No,
safety?
Jimmy
Does he
Ward-
play nickel too?
Jimmy Ward.
Jimmy Ward does
Well, he
play
does
nickel.
everything.
Just safety.
Yeah.
Jimmy Ward is nice, man. He's not a game changer.
He's the captain on
I've
our
kind
team.
of been talking sporadically throughout this whole segment, so I'll just make it very brief. Yes, Seattle
he is a
I
captain.
get it, but come on.
He wears the C on his
But
on his
come on,
jersey.
Are you guys-
You saw Zach Wilson. Sorry, Drew. You saw Zach Wilson was team captain.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hell yeah.
Fuck cares.
So I'll make it brief because, like I said, I've been speaking basically throughout the entire segment. Yes, Seattle's not going to be good. I have them actually borderline 0 wins. It was close, but
You're
I'm
so
deciding.
rude, bro.
I'm
I have them
deciding
winning
to
4.
give them 1. I'm deciding to give them 1.
1-16.
Yes, I
So
honestly
number
think
one
it's
picks.
That's
going
a
to Seattle.
nasty
Yes.
ass record.
So Pete Carroll's gone.
He should have been gone this offseason, to be honest, because they said Russ or Pete Carroll. Yeah, we'll keep Pete. Oh, we're probably gonna win no games. Pete's gonna get fired anyway.
I'll be looking
Honestly,
at it like this. If
horrible idea.
I'm trading my quarterback, whoever's with him got to go too. I got to start over fresh.
I
Like
don't.
that's
That's
how I
not
look at it.
insane to say.
Yeah, like
It's
fuck
just
it.
Pete Carroll is just a historic coach. Yeah, but
If Russ was a
he's
historic QB, I just trade him.
That's facts.
Fuck we
That's
doing
facts. I don't disagree. In third place, unfortunately, I do have Arizona. Of course, I'm
We'll be
higher.
hot.
I'm higher on Kyler Murray than most. And yes, in K1 we do trust this offense is still going to be great, but it's not going to be great enough to carry the defense. You mentioned it about their second half woes and Cliff Kingsbury and his inability to adjust second half of the season. And that leads me to Hard Knocks and me being extremely intrigued to the midseason Hard Knocks featuring the Arizona Cardinals. Maybe we get an insight to his thought process a little bit. Number 2, I have San Fran. Yes, I think Trey Lance is going to be great this season, absolutely. But I don't think that he's going to be great enough that it'll supersede the number 1 in the division, in my opinion, the Los Angeles Rams. Just got to give them their respect. Like Riv mentioned, he had it perfectly. Jalen Ramsey, Aaron Donald, 2 of the best at their positions. Defensively, you have Bobby Wagner, who, if you believe he's fallen off, you can have that opinion, absolutely. But Riv perfectly said, he is coming into a different scenario where, yes, he's motivated every Sunday, occasional Thursday and Monday nights. There's a different energy when you're on a winning team. Matthew Stafford is going to come out Thursday night, guns blazing, to quiet the critics. And that'll change the entire landscape of how people see the Rams. So, yeah, I have the Rams winning the division. Number 2, I have the Niners. It's going to be a dogfight, but I think that the Rams do edge them out. Third place, I have the Arizona Cardinals, finishing a respectful 9-8.
I got him at 8-9.
That's
so
fine.
Right there.
And then in last place, I do have the Seattle Seahawks.
1 win.
I have him at 4. Respectfully.
Seattle with 4 wins?
Yeah.
I think I have them 4 as well.
I just think 1 is nuts.
4, 5.
1 is fucking nuts.
Zero's nuts.
Seattle's
Zero's
still a
also
tough place to play.
This team's
They
garbage.
still got 2
stinks.
receivers, you know what I'm saying?
They
So
do.
they can one day just all of a sudden decide to play football and you just, get a couple.
That'd be
Listen,
tough.
man,
Backyard ball type shit.
So I feel, you know what I'm saying? Remember that game with Gino? He almost won that shit, respectfully.
They're going to get a couple.
He'll get 2.
I gave them 1.
1 is crazy.
One just feels a little rude.
It's
I
so
think.
disgusting. I hope Seattle fans really cook you. Respectfully, I hope
I
they.
think I care about them, to be honest with you.
Oh, okay. You have. I see the vendetta. Now I
You
just
think
remember.
I'll ever forget?
I just remember the
I'll
vendetta.
never forget.
They never will either, because this is one of their best moments.
Yeah, probably their top.
He's
Who
a
do you
Broncos
think?
fan.
Who do you think were named captains for the Rams? It's 6.
Stafford.
Yep.
Absolutely, Donald.
Wagner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know.
Cup?
Yeah.
One more or 2?
Cup.
Two.
You're
You're missing 2 more.
Havenstein.
2 more?
Havenstein.
No, he's not.
There's 2 more?
No.
Yeah. Yeah.
Jalen
right?
Ramsey?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yo, turn up. And Ramsey?
Yeah.
Yo,
Fucking guess.
fuck out of
I
here.
haven't seen stuff. It's a very tough guess. It's a ball knower guess, if we're being honest.
No cap.
Ball
Can't
knower
talk
guess.
ball with everybody, fellas.
Havenstein. Arvinstein.
Nice. All right, let's go on to what? The North?
The North? The North is going to get interesting.
North.
Is it
'Cause I have a hot take.
Here we go.
Justin Fields?
What do you got? The Lions winning?
Fuck no. But they are going to be really good.
They are.
Really good.
They're gonna,
really
good.
good?
I
I don't
know
know.
semantics. This guy, good. They're gonna
That's
be
fine.
good.
All this show is built on.
They
is
might be
semantics.
mediocre, but I'm hoping
You
for
guys
good.
have some nerves talking about semantics. The whole Allen Robinson, Robert Woods.
No,
was semantics.
no,
it
no,
wasn't.
Yes,
no,
it
it was
wasn't.
not.
I mean,
said
really,
Allen Robinson was better.
Hold on. You guys have a Justin Fields agenda?
I love Justin Fields.
Hey,
I love Justin Fields.
Yeah. I don't use that in him.
oh, the Justin Fields agenda?
Yeah.
sorry, man.
I think
You're
Justin
outta
Fields
here.
got better for
I'm
sure.
out of here because I was the one defending him last year when no one was
Whoa,
here.
whoa! I was too.
That's
crazy.
you were
I
wishy-washy.
was hoping that he was coming to the Broncos.
You were. Then you guys started changing. You said, "Fuck that."
hey,
Yeah. Then
can
That was
you
my.
mad at me?
I used to watch him at OSU and shit.
Yeah, he
The
was
way
a
you've
freak.
been disrespecting the second-year quarterbacks,
You know,
has
I-
not been,
It's rubbing us the
Me.
wrong way, man.
How?
you know, I put
the
$200.
things you said about Justin Fields, that you say about Trey Lance.
Oh, here we go.
I put $200 on that OSU playoff game, and it was like the worst $200 I've ever spent in my life.
Against Clemson.
Yeah, it was just because
Yeah.
Justin Fields was on the field. I was like, yo, they're gonna win, and they got fucking.
That was
yeah,
a tough L.
tough $200.
NFC North predictions. I think just like the last division, the Bears will finish last in this one. I have them at 2 wins all around. I think it's a
Now
bad
that's
team.
a team that can win one game.
We have diehard Chicago
Can I ask
fans
you a question?
in the Discord.
What is good about
Diehard.
Seattle, in your opinion?
The receivers.
The
DK
receivers.
Metcalf, Tyler Lockett. That's it. That's all you're giving them. And Jamal Adams and Jordan Brooks. I give him his respect. I apologize.
The Seahawks have a better team.
Quandre
than the
Diggs
Bears.
is cool.
I agree.
Quandre Diggs is cool. I like Quandre Diggs. I mean, they're like they have a couple
He's a
good
Pro
players.
Bowl safety.
Pro Bowl means absolutely minimal to me. I'm not going to say nothing because, of course, you make the Pro Bowl.
But you just said something.
It means minimal to me.
Oh, okay.
Well, Quandre Diggs is a good player.
He's a good player.
No, he is.
He's
he
not
is.
just
He is.
meh.
No, I know. I'm just saying. You
I
said
think they
Pro
can.
Bowl.
I think they can.
He's not mad. No way. You're right.
I think they can grab a few of them wins. They play really tough to the bone.
I just blanked really badly. The cornerback that you guys just
I don't
got
know
for
why
them,
I said
DJ
that.
Reed.
Tough
Thank
to
you.
Yeah, I don't know why I said that.
DJ Reed was their best corner last
Yeah.
year for sure. He's dealing with an injury in camp right
Look,
now.
I think the Seahawks have a better roster than the Bears, but I think they'll still be bad.
It's close.
Well, they'll both be really shitty.
I don't even think it's close. I
No,
think
the Bears really have a terrible
I
roster.
think the Seahawks
I mean,
offensive
they
line
have Roquan
players.
Smith. They have Eddie
He
Jackson.
doesn't even want to be there. So how motivated is he going to be?
Who, you're talking about Roquan?
Yeah.
I don't know.
We
if
just
it-
talked about Bobby
It's
Wagner.
not a matter of does he want to be there. It's a matter of
Well, he's not getting
Give
his
him my
money.
damn
Yeah,
money.
he's not getting his money. So is he going to really play that motivated?
I mean,
Yeah,
to
that's
get his
what
needs to
bread.
get his money now.
I mean, yeah.
The Discord is going crazy today about the Bears. Actually,
What are they
they
saying?
They had him like 6-7 wins this year. Big O actually.
I mean,
hit me
listen,
up. He's
I
like, bro,
could,
please
I
help
could,
me out. I was like, I
could
saw it like
see,
2 hours later.
I could see like 4 or 5 wins. I think they're an all-around bad team. There are just certain position groups that you feel good about. Safety, Jaquan Brisker with Eddie Jackson.
Mm-hmm.
You like that. Kyler Gordon starting at the slot. You still have Robert Quinn, Roquan Smith. Those are some good players.
Cole Kmet year.
Cole Kmet, I think that connection he's built with Justin Fields is real, and along with Darnell Mooney. And ultimately, if Justin Fields takes a considerable leap, this could be a 4 to 5 win team. But right now, I have them at 2-15. The Lions are at 5-12. I think the defense is still suspect.
I agree.
Jeff Okudah, I'm hoping he bounces back in a big time way.
You and me.
I'm rooting for him, but
You and me.
the defense does have holes all around.
It does.
You filled one of them with Aiden Hutchinson, but the defense it doesn't strike fear into anybody's hearts. And the offense, you like it, but Jared Goff is a quarterback. So you have to steer cautiously because he's not a good quarterback. In my opinion, he's average at best.
He's average.
He's a
just
limited quarterback.
Yes, that's the issue. He's
So
limited.
I have the Lions at 5-12. I think they win some of those tough games, and the Packers at 10-7. I think they win 10 games. Their wide receivers are lacking for sure.
Lacking.
Oh,
Even
really?
though I think Alan
Alan
Lazard
Christian Watson?
will be the number 1 wide receiver for the Packers. There's no doubt, and I think Lazard is going to have a big time fantasy year. Let's get
What's
that
the
straight,
bet?
Mister.
Don't we have a bet on
10?
10-7? Yeah.
We have a bet
I'm
on
interested in your losses.
Watson versus Burks, but I don't remember what it is. It was the episode we did together. I don't remember what it was though.
I'm interested in your losses.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Oh,
You want me to go through?
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
sorry. You just said 10. I assumed you had it. All right. At Minnesota, I also have them losing.
Loss.
Split.
Versus Chicago.
Win.
At Tampa Bay,
Loss.
I do have them losing also. Versus New England.
Win.
The Giants
Win.
versus the Jets.
Win.
At Washington.
Win.
At Buffalo, I have a
Loss.
loss. At Detroit, I have them splitting.
Win.
Okay. You have them winning both then.
Yeah.
Okay, so then
Okay.
12's impossible. 10's impossible.
No, I have 3 losses right now.
Versus Dallas.
I have a loss.
Versus Dallas
Yeah.
in Lambeau.
I have a loss.
Tough.
Okay. Versus Tennessee.
I have a win.
Okay. At Philly.
Loss.
That's fine. At Chicago.
win.
They own
Okay,
the
by
Bears.
versus Rams.
Loss.
I have a loss here. At Miami.
Win.
I have a win. Versus Minnesota.
Win.
Versus Detroit. So
I have a win.
So it's impossible to have 10.
No, I'm at 6. I'm at 6.
What
When I
losses
did-
did you? I mean, we went from 3. You only said loss.
One of the losses might have been, I think it probably was Tennessee or Miami, one of those. It was one of those.
Okay.
I feel like every year in the NFL, there's one of those games that, yeah, they're favored, but you lose. I think the Titans could be that for the Packers. I think they'll lose some of those games.
Okay.
So that's why I have them at 10-7.
Interesting. Okay.
I think the Packers are all around outside of receivers. They're a great team. But I think the offense, if they're facing a good defense, will get a bit predictable. And that's my biggest concern. I think the Vikings are going to go 12-5. I think they run away with this division. 2 games, they run away with it.
12-5.
Kevin O'Connell, I think, will be a fantastic head coach.
It's got to be coach of the year. If he wins the division.
Christian Darrisaw
Could be the 1 seed with 12 wins.
Christian Darrisaw has been amazing in camp. Their franchise left tackle, and even though their secondary is a question mark, I like the guys there. I like Patrick Peterson. I like Cameron Dantzler. I like the Zadarius Smith addition. If Daniil Hunter can stay healthy with Dalvin Tomlinson, I mean, that is one of the best front sevens in football. You have Eric Kendricks added on to there.
Harrison Smith.
Yeah, exactly. I'm not even talking about their safety doing Lewis Cine and Harrison Smith.
Andrew Booth also
I
drafted.
think the Vikings will win this division. I'm going with Skull.
I like it.
I got to see the
I like
defense
it.
before I can go.
Oh,
on.
woo!
I got to see the defense first before I can go all in. So, as I speak in my preseason predictions, it's with not understanding how this defense is going to perform. Last season, there were expectations.
And they got Jalen Reagor. Forgot about that.
Hey,
Big pickup.
low key, they're righting their wrongs. Oh no, excuse me.
You know how he
They
actually
got Cheddar, so.
how he came out and he was like, I regret that pick.
That's what
Shocker.
that's what I was referring to.
Shocker,
Getting
right?
a 4th for him is a steal.
Word.
That was a
Wow,
come up.
How
Word.
inconsiderate is he?
No, he's right. That was the dumbest pick I've ever seen in my life. Jetta's sitting right there. Fucking, excuse my language.
Sorry,
Clown.
man. You've been cursing all show either way, so
No,
it
but
doesn't matter.
goddamn,
Yeah, I
bro.
know, it was a
Like,
bad one.
that's pain.
It was a bad one.
He made up for it.
No.
You have AJ Brown and Devonta Smith. You're cash.
You would've had
Bro, we're
Jettas.
talking about a receiving core that features Jefferson, Adam Thielen, KJ Osborne, and Jalen Reagor.
Jettas.
Receiving
KJ
core's hot.
Osborne is wide receiver 3.
I like that.
Not Jalen Reagor.
I like that.
Yo, you know we could have had Jettas and still got AJ Brown.
Possibly. But if you have Jettas, who knows if you make a trade for A.J. Brown?
We still, I'm just letting you know.
You
we
don't.
st-
Wide
You'd have
receiver's not a need
Jettas.
anymore.
You'd have Jettas and Devontae.
We wouldn't,
Kiss
but we
me,
might not have had
brother.
Devontae.
No, you would have. Unless
Not-
you guys.
Unless you get
think guys would
Jettas,
be
you don't
amazing.
draft
You don't-
Tay next year.
That's what I'm saying. You get Jettas, we might not be at the same spot.
Probably not.
See? Logic. But we can still trade for AJ.
Hey,
A.J. Brown and Jettas would be
Hey.
insane.
Exactly. But
Hey.
he said we had to give the bum away.
he's trying to talk.
Oh, my
Thanks,
fault.
bro. I
dude.
appreciate that.
Trying to talk.
So
Do your thing, bro.
honestly,
Be
I
respectful.
wasn't interrupting you, but I appreciate that,
Be
Joel.
respectful.
Keep us on task. The Bears, yes, unfortunately, do not have a great roster at all. And I'm pulling for my guy, Justin Fields. I absolutely am hoping for the best for him. He's going to be running for his life because this offensive line is not good. They have minimal weapons outside of our boy, Darnell Mooney and Cole Kmet. David Montgomery is also in a peculiar situation because in this offseason, it's looking as if they're just trying not to pay him also. So Khalil Herbert now is getting into the mix as well. They're experimenting with David Montgomery and special teams. This is just only helping my case of the conspiracy theory between Allen Robinson now, because now this is going to be another guy who is one of their sole production, one of their sole weapons that give them production, in David Montgomery, and it's just seeming as if there's another guy. I don't blame him. It's the running back position.
Different
He'll live.
offense.
You saw the report
True.
that the coaches are curious if he fits in the
his
offense.
scheme. Yes, which I guess we're gonna have to wait and see to see what's up. But
Cole
ultimately,
Kmet?
Cole Kmet.
Kmet.
Cole
Kmet.
Kmet,
Yes,
okay.
no. Cole
Kmet.
Kmet.
Came at.
Stop.
Why are you doing this?
Huh?
Anyways, Justin Fields, I think, is going to play good enough
Kmet.
and prove himself to be a franchise quarterback. And I think that it'll allow the team to focus on other needs. Because if he doesn't play well and they are one of the worst teams in the league, then they're going to be looking for Bryce Young and or CJ Stroud to come take his spot. I'm personally a Bryce Young guy, but you can make the case for either one. I just think that Fields is not going to have to worry about that because he will prove that he is one of the leaders, one of the best players on this team. Now, to go into third place, it's going to be, unfortunately, the Lions. And the Lions are one of those teams that, not that I think that they'll be a wild card team. I think that that's definitely an overachievement for them, similar to the Eagles last season. But I don't think they're going to be the Eagles of last season. I just think that this defense is not nearly good enough to be in that wild card spot. But I think that this team will take a step in the right direction towards next year for there to be some optimism. You have Jameson Williams, who hasn't even been active in camp at all. And Jared Goff is the quarterback of this team. Until then, I like Jared Goff. I think you guys said it very well, though. He's a very limited quarterback. Amon-Ra, I have super high expectations for. I don't look at last season as a fluke just because Hawkinson and Chark, or excuse me, not Chark, I apologize. Hawkinson and
Swift.
And Swift, thank you very much. We're injured. No, I think Amon-Ra is the truth, and I think that he will continue to show that this upcoming season. In second place, I have Minnesota, man. Until I see the defense prove me that they can be one of the better defenses in the league to pair with one of the better offenses in the league, I think this offense is going to be one of the best we have. Jettas, Thielen, as long as Thielen can stay healthy, is a touchdown machine. Jettas, of course, we don't need to explain it. He could be the best receiver in football. And you don't even doubt that. Dalvin Cook's one of the best running backs in the league. This offensive line is improved this offseason. Kirk Cousins has been underrated these past couple seasons and is getting put towards the back burner because his team hasn't been very active in the playoff. He was brought here.
He's underrated or properly rated?
I think he's getting to a point where he's underrated.
Do we all agree he's a top 14 quarterback here?
Yes.
I think that he's definitely closer to 10 than he is to 14.
10?
I don't think that makes sense.
Okay.
Like,
I see him, Carr, and Dak in the same tier. Like those
Like,
three are hard to
You could
for me to
take.
decide.
You could take.
Wait. That doesn't make sense. He can't. What do you mean? That means you have him at 11.
It's
If he's closer
between-
to 10 than 14, you have him
You
at
can put him at
11.
12 though. Either way,
12 is
same
even,
thing.
so it
I
wouldn't
understand.
make.
No, I definitely get what you're saying, but no.
It's just you messed me up.
That's
That's
fine.
why.
And listen, I'm also taking into account minus Deshaun. Of course, once Deshaun here,
Oh,
then that
okay,
statement's
yeah.
incorrect. However, this season, Kirk Cousins can have a top 10 season, given the
Statistical
offense.
season, yeah.
Absolutely statistical. I just think that you look at Kirk Cousins. People just saw the season that Derek Carr had because his team made the playoffs. They're just easily going to lean Derek Carr. I think that Kirk Cousins.
I think most people put Dak over him too, probably.
And I understand that, to be honest with you. Dak Prescott is just a dual threat type of guy and has shown to be a consistent playoff maker, even though his division hasn't been that great. I think that the reason why Kirk is getting overlooked is because he hasn't had the team winning success. And I think that changes this year. I think they are a playoff team, a wild card team, though. If the defense is as good as it can be, then they can win this division. But as of right now, I have them in number 2 and number 1, Green Bay Packers. This could be comparable to not as obviously dominant on the defensive side of the ball because the 2016 Broncos are one of the best defenses to ever play the game. But this defense can be great enough that it
Legion of
backpacks.
Doom vibes?
No. Our Broncos defense was better than theirs.
Yeah, I agree. That's why I was going to the next best thing.
It could be that. It could be great. It could just
What
be
about,
amongst the
New
best
England,
defenses in the
what was it,
league.
New England like 2019
Against the Rams?
Yeah.
Fake. That's not a back. That's actually a really good comparison. The only issue is that Belichick's the defensive mind.
Yeah,
of it.
just
I just think the
talent-wise.
talent
Yeah,
they
yeah.
have is great enough that it could definitely bode them well in some matchups that are 50-50, and Rodgers just does enough to get them to win. Because Aaron Jones and A.J. Dillon are going to kill a bunch of clock. They're going to be amazing this season. Both of them, I firmly believe. In the wide receiver position, Aaron Rodgers is just good enough to pick 1, 2 to get involved in the offense that they'll do enough to win games. I do have them winning 12 games. I look at the schedule, and I just favor them a ton over a bunch of other matchups, and I think that this is their division to lose.
Kirk Cousins is underrated because people believe that he's closer to Jimmy Garoppolo than he is to Dak Prescott and Derek
That's not
Carr.
true. Yeah, that's just not true.
No, I know, but I think that's what public
You think?
perception has become of Kirk
'Cause
Cousins.
I feel like his stats are always so good that people realize he's a really good
I feel like
quarterback.
public perception is, Jimmy Garoppolo is winning more than Kirk. I'd rather have Jimmy.
I think that at this table, we acknowledge that Kirk Cousins is better than what
Yeah.
people let off. So maybe in here, we don't recognize him
both.
as overrated.
True.
But a lot of people just look at Kirk Cousins and just think that, is that Ryan Tannehill? Right? They like that
I hear you.
would have been
Is he just
something
a
that
numbers
would have
guy,
been a
doesn't
little
win, stuff like that.
that is he really elevating your team? I think Kirk Cousins definitely needs respect on his name.
For me, Chicago, Justin Fields' agenda, Darnell Mooney, I love him, but they're just not going to be good. The team isn't good, but they have a good amount of young talent so far. We mentioned them, Cole Kmet, Darnell Mooney, Justin Fields. Going to Detroit, I think Detroit is probably going to be one of the most exciting offenses in the league from a young perspective. I think they have Jameson Williams, Amon-St. Brown, pardon me, Rob Brown. What's that? Amon-Ra St.
Brown.
Brown.
There you go.
Cool. Nice ass name. T.J. Hawkinson. I think even Penei Sewell, is that how you say his name? On the offensive line. They just have a lot of young talent. Defensively, they won't be good. Jared Goff is not that good. But looking at the wide receiver, the tight end room, even the running back room, it's young, exciting, it's fresh.
Absolutely.
So I think they'll be good. They'll be the third
piss
team.
like a puppy and stay on the porch.
Yeah.
Let the big dogs eat.
Yes, sir.
You know who said that? You watch Hard Knocks?
No. No. Did not watch
Dude, that's
Hard
one of the
Knocks.
quotes of the year. I'm not even going to lie to you.
Hard Knocks. You know, I don't watch TV that much.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
You talk about the Hard Knocks with they film the football teams and
Yes,
stuff like that.
thank
Yeah,
God.
you know I don't watch
Thank
TV
you,
like
Riv.
that. Come on, bro. They'll be the third best team for me. Number 2, Green Bay. You know, I think.
Really?
Yeah,
Minnesota
I-
number 1.
Yeah, I have.
Stop listening to this guy,
I
man.
don't know
I don't
what
hate
he.
it.
I don't know
I
what
don't
he
hate
said.
it.
Like I don't know what he's thinking when he walks in here. He's a wild card. I just
He is
stopped.
a wild
I just
card.
stopped trying to figure out what he thinks. So, no.
You are.
I
You are a wild
Yeah, I just
card.
let him come in. Whatever he says, then I just all right. That's what I got to figure out. No, I have Green Bay at 2 because I think their defense is going to be elite. But offensively, you know, losing Devontae Adams, that's a huge loss. The wide receiver room, they could cost the same way how you said the defense can get them some wins. That wide receiver room can cost them a few games. It's young, it's an experience outside of Randall Cobb. You know, Allen Lazard is good, but can he be a true number 1? I don't know. Aaron Rodgers loved Devontae Adams out there. The running back room is good. Aaron Jones, he has some experience, but I'm not in love with this offense. I think when you look at the Vikings from a team perspective, I think top to bottom, they're just a better team. I am projecting that defensively they will be healthy, and this group has the talent to be a great defense, an elite defense. They just need to put it all together, be healthy, and then offensively, y'all know how I feel about Jettas. I ooze every day for that man. So you know how I feel about Jettas. Adam Thielen, he's still
You have
really,
Jetta's
really
best
good.
receiver in the league, number 1.
Yeah. Oh no, I was gonna say they have the best receiver in the NFL. I think Jettas is the best. They have Kirk Cousins. They have Adam Thielen. They have one of the best running backs, probably like top 4, top 5, top 3 if I really think about it in the football. So it's like, what's there to think of? The Vikings are the best team in the NFC North. The only thing that's stopping them is injuries and maybe. For Aaron Rodgers to win the division, I think he has to have another MVP-like season. I think he has to kind of put that offense on his back. Me personally,
The
though.
defense can be great enough that it still wins ball games. And you have Aaron Rodgers as your quarterback.
I agree.
You're going to be copacetic.
They'll be good. I still have them making the playoffs. Let me say that.
Look, I think the Packers' defense is going to be great. There's no doubt. But on that defensive line, there isn't a guy that you look at and you're like, that's a game changer. That's one of the top 5 edge rushers in football. Rashawn Gary is great.
I was going to say, Rashawn Gary is
but
very
but he's not Myles Garrett. He's not T.J. Watt. He's not on that level. And then you look at the linebackers, like Devondre Campbell had an all-pro season.
What about Jair Alexander?
Jair's
he's talking about he's going up to the levels.
Then linebackers, DeAndre Campbell had an all-pro level season, but that was 1 year out of how many out of 8 he's been in the league. Like, are we just gonna pencil him in as an all-pro performer? He has to prove it again. He has to prove it again.
It's facts.
He was all world last season.
But I do like their secondary.
And then Kenny Clark is a good player too.
I like
they have good players on that defense. Jair is the only guy I look at on that defense that pencil him in elite level top 3 player at his position. Everybody else is really good to great, but they don't have the game changers on defense like the Niners or the Rams
have a good group
all around. Or even the Chargers. I don't think they have as many elite level players as the Chargers.
That secondary is
a different conference.
That secondary is underrated though. You got Douglas, you got Stokes, you got Jair leading the charge.
Douglas is somebody else.
Phenomenal cornerback room.
Douglas is somebody else that came into the Packers last year and played really well. But before that was really,
He was nothing.
He was a
waiver wire
CB4,
guy.
CB5,
Yeah.
exactly.
I love you guys for putting Minnesota first. I personally can't do it. But I like the commitment to do that, be different from the norms. My voice is cracked.
Dude, what's going on? It's like 3 times so far.
Kiss me, brother.
I'm like 15
Bro, you
again.
going through puberty?
I think the Packers are going to win the division. I think it's going to be close, but Drew, you said it perfectly. If you have an elite defense, you have Aaron Rodgers, you have LaFleur, I'm going to trust them to get it done in the regular season. Once we get to the playoffs, it's going to be a different conversation because I do think you need to have an elite outside weapon to really be able to succeed in the playoffs and in this league just the way the NFL is going. The Packers are too good, in my opinion, and too experienced in the playoffs, in the regular season, getting number 1 seeds and coaching and quarterback play to not be the number 1 team. I have them with 11 wins. I do have the Vikings in second with 10 wins. The Kevin O'Connell signing or hiring I thought was phenomenal. It was obvious Zimmer's time was well past in Minnesota. Him and Kirk Cousins did not have a good relationship. O'Connell and Cousins are going to have a phenomenal relationship. I think it's already been documented that they've got off to better footing than him and Mike Zimmer did, him being Kirk Cousins. And with the offensive weapons, they're going to be great. You guys are sold on their defense. It seems like they'll be better than last year, for sure. I have to wait and see for them to really become this top 15 level defense. I feel like you guys are kind of have them around that area. I do like the draft picks of Lewis Seen and Andrew Booth. That should really boost up their secondary. So I'm excited for the Vikings. I'm just not sold on their defense.
You trust in Aaron. I get it.
Yeah, and then the last two being Detroit in third place, the Bears in fourth place. I have the Bears with 3 wins. We mentioned it before. We have some diehard Bears fans. I think we all have them in fourth, right? They're going to be in conversation for that top 5 pick. I don't think the roster is great. Their offensive line has played a lot better in preseason than what people are expecting. So we'll see if maybe they're not the 32nd best. Maybe they're the 24th best, and that would be huge for Justin Fields, Darnell Mooney. Maybe someone else breaks out, but I think the Bears are going to be in that conversation for the number 1 pick.
This is a tough division. I really do like this division. I really do. But the Vikings got it, bro. Unfortunately, I have to side with this young man. The Vikings do got it.
Unfortunately.
Yeah, I hate being on your side. I really like going against you. So I hate agreeing with any of you, honestly, if I'm just being real. I like being the only one right. But
I like when me and Joel are on the same side because it's so rare.
Thanks, man.
I
appreciate it.
That's just me, though.
You're a weirdo, man.
No, I just like gaining victory over you guys. It's fun.
I know. It doesn't happen often. So.
Oof.
What do you mean by that?
Hey, man, take it as you will.
I do take it as I will.
There you go.
Hey, yo.
Now, how are you taking it?
You would ask that.
Take it light, man.
Oh. What?
What?
What
What the hell is wrong with you?
He said, how do you take it? And bro said,
No,
Yo, you're
that was
crazy.
that was nuts.
Just
you believed him that quickly.
You did it. Replay the footage.
He
You went like
watched
this.
me not do anything.
Bro, did he not put his finger up
Oh,
in
no,
the
he
air?
100% did.
Okay.
Or
But how are you taking it, though?
what's wrong with you? Why do you want to know the answer?
I want to know the answer.
You want to?
I'm curious.
Oh, what are you curious about? How I take it so you can ask me if you could. What are you doing?
I just want to know how you take it.
Curious is a wild attribute.
How did you take it?
Take what?
His comment. Do you think he wins more than you?
Fuck no. Good. Well, it depends on the sport. But I just got back to football, so we'll see.
Basketball. Do you
Hell
think
no. Not even close. Fuck no. No. Good God, no.
Hey.
You have evidence to back that
Hell
up?
yeah.
Hey,
I'm not
first year
gonna-
I was on the show, I turned up. This past season,
No, you got better knowledge wise, but your L's is crazy. Like you have dangerous
all right, easy,
L's.
easy. All right,
No,
we
you
can
do.
acknowledge him. Yes, you're right. That's it. We can move on.
It's my guy.
I was stirring the pot. Hey, always.
NFC South predictions. The Falcons will be the worst team in this division.
It's pretty easy.
Really?
I'm
I
praying.
will say this, though.
Let them get Bryce Young. They will be one of the coolest teams in the NFL.
When talking about the Falcons, I'm actually very optimistic for their secondary. Casey Hayward, A.J. Terrell, Darren Hall has been a training camp standout. So is D. Alford. And Richie Grant, their pick last year in the draft, I think he's shown some upside. And Michael Walker at linebacker is also somebody that they're very high on too. I think that this defense is actually a couple pieces away from being a very good unit, but they do need to fill in those holes like at edge rusher because they don't have any edge rushers that really strike fear into any team's heart. Grady Jarrett is the only player on that in the front four that is a great player.
Correct.
And their offense, I mean, this offensive line is going to be bad once again. The receivers, Drake London, Kyle Pitts, you like them. But ultimately, you don't really... Love. The quarterback is really what's going to hold them back. And I think this team has a tough schedule. Last year, they were able to win 7 games by a miracle of God named Matt Ryan.
Just waiting for that.
But they don't have Matt Ryan anymore,
Yeah,
do they, Joel?
They got Desmond Ritter. What are we talking about?
They don't have
Matt.
Matt.
Need Matt Ryan. They got
Hey,
Desmond
Desmond Ritter said he wants to be Ryan
Is he
Tannehill.
starting or Mariota starting?
Mariota. But Ritter will probably get playing time.
Yeah, definitely.
So Falcons will be the worst team. I have the Panthers at 8-9. I think Baker Mayfield makes them somewhat competitive.
Wildly optimistic.
I do. I think that Baker
He said the
Mayfield.
Giants win 7 games.
He said 6.
He said 7.
He said 6.
He said 7.
He said 6.
No,
You
I
said
said it's
7.
not like they.
I heard
You said,
6.
is it crazy
I said
to
6,
say?
7. I said 6-7.
I heard 6.
I
7's
said
in the 6 to 7
No,
range.
no doubt.
That's more crazy than the Panthers having.
Oh my God! Are
It
you
is.
kidding me?
Panthers
Look at
are
the
tough, bro.
rosters. Look at the rosters. It's not close.
We'll see. We'll see.
The Panthers, I think Baker Mayfield does make this team competitive. The offensive line has gotten drastically better. The receiving room is there. The running back, if CMC can stay healthy, they started out 3-0 when he was on the field last year, and this defense is still good. It's a young unit. Yes, they lost some pieces. Stephon Gilmore, Hassan Reddick. That hurts a lot. But the defense is still good enough to at least be an average unit in football. Now, this is the one where I struggled with because I love Jameis Winston. I love the Saints. They're one of my, if they're not, They're one of the teams I definitely root for on a year-to-year basis in football. But this team is 9-8. This team is going 9-8. This team is missing the playoffs. The Saints, to me, when talking about Jameis Winston, I like him. I just can't trust him, and that's ultimately what's going to cost them.
Man, do you ever stand on something? Have you ever stood on something?
Wait, you can't trust him.
Have
you ever stood on something?
Did you not call him a franchise quarterback?
I was in the heat of the moment.
Okay.
I'm not. Look, I can't really trust Jameis Winston like that. I like Jameis Winston, I do, and I want to believe in him. I look at the Saints' offensive line. Trevor Penning was their pick. He's not going to start, and rightfully so, because even when he was on the field, I mean, he didn't look too good.
His preseason grade was pretty good from what I remember.
Yeah,
He's
but
one
you
of the highest
turn on
rated
the
linemen.
4 to 6 weeks.
Yeah,
no, I know he's hurt.
Yeah. No, I'm talking about turn on the tape, and he wasn't really that good.
Turn on the tackle tape, Drew. Come on.
I guess, right?
No, he was getting beat on pass pro a lot. He was good as a run blocker, though. I think their offensive line has gotten worse. In years past, they did lose Teron Armstead. The receiver room it's cute, right? I mean, Michael Thomas, are you going to count on him being healthy? Who knows? Jarvis Landry, I think he's a shell of who he once was. I think Chris Olave really has to have the big-time year amongst their receivers.
So the only issue that I have here is that you're trusting Minnesota's defense. You're projecting them to be good and be healthy and be the best. No, but then Michael Thomas, you never know. He could be hurt.
And he's healthy week 1. That's all we could ask for. This is the first time in a few years we could say that. Well, he's healthy week 1.
The Vikings, I think.
Like Zadarius Smith was their big addition. He missed almost the entire season last year.
Well, he wasn't on the team last year.
I understand that.
I know.
But that's what I'm saying.
I know what you're saying.
Okay.
He could have played last year, but he had no money left on his deal. He didn't want to play for the Packers. I think he could have played in the playoffs. The thing, I just like the Vikings better. And for me, the Saints, they have a tough schedule. It's not as easy as the Vikings schedule. The Saints have a tough schedule, and you look at the quarterbacks they play. I don't trust Jameis Winston to outdo those quarterbacks. I understand their defense is great.
It is.
Cameron Jordan is one of the best edge rushers in the NFL. Marcus Davenport had one of the top pressure rates in the NFL in the league last year. The secondary looks nice.
But ultimately, Davis is a savage.
Yeah, of course. Look, their defense is phenomenal. I know Marcus May got arrested. Their defense is phenomenal. I know their defense is legit.
Tyrann Mathieu comes in.
But personally, I just don't believe the offense is going to play at that high of a level on a week-to-week basis.
They have the talent.
And look, I think Jameis has a good season. I think he has a good season. Do I think he has an elite level season? A great season? I don't know. I think he throws for like 26 touchdowns, 15 picks. That's what I think Jameis does. And for that in the NFC, I don't think that gets you into the playoffs.
If Michael Thomas, Jarvis Landry, and Olave with Kamara, they stay healthy all season, it's a long shot to ask of Michael Thomas, but I'm manifesting. If they stay healthy, Jameis can definitely have 30 plus.
Well, it's not crazy to say that. He had 30 interceptions.
And I think that the interceptions
in a pass heavy offense.
The 15 intercept, it could definitely be pass heavy. You have Michael Thomas, Jarvis Landry, two reception machines.
This offense is not going to be as pass heavy as Bruce Arians.
It wasn't pass heavy last year, even with Jameis.
But why would it be?
Even with Jameis, it wasn't.
But my point being is, why would it be? You had Marquez Callaway as your wide receiver 1. Now you have Michael Thomas, Jarvis Landry, Chris Olave. It's completely new offense.
Yeah, that's true.
And he had Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, and Adam Humphries in Tampa.
Okay, Michael Thomas. We can all agree here better than Mike Evans and Chris Godwin.
Oh, right now I'm not.
But not right
no,
now.
right now I'm never gonna say that.
Okay, fine. Yeah. But let's say we have healthy Michael Thomas.
Okay.
He's 28 years old still. He's not a geezer. He's actually the same age as Mike Evans, if I'm
They're
thinking
both 29.
correctly.
I would take Mike Evans over MC this year.
Me too.
Because he has Brady, I can level with you there.
Let me just ask you something.
Okay.
I do think MT's better.
And you would probably take Godwin over MT.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so.
No, whoa. Godwin over MT? I don't know.
Really?
I don't know.
Don't you think Godwin's better than Mike?
Bro,
Mike Evans?
honestly, I can give you Michael Thomas.
It's close because he can do more.
Listen, even if I give you Michael Thomas, the Buccaneers have a better receiving room.
Absolutely, because Chris Godwin's a savage.
What I'm saying is that you looked at Jameis. He was with the Bucs. He threw 30 interceptions. They went 7-9. He leaves. They win the Super Bowl the very next year. He was the guy holding them back from reaching that type of potential. Brady came and they won.
Bro, he had LASIK eye surgery. Brady can see now.
Brady went there and he won. And what big time addition did they make?
Brady's the best quarterback of all time.
Yes, but Brady didn't just take them to a playoff team. He took them as he made them the best team in
Brady,
football.
though.
The
It's
best
Brady.
I know, but
ever.
Jameis,
We're
with
not
Jameis,
comparing
they
Jameis
missed.
to Brady.
We're not doing
We're
that.
not doing that.
Nobody's comparing Jameis to Brady. I'm just saying that this team was a playoff caliber team and didn't make it because of Jameis.
What, you're talking Tampa Bay.
The Bucs,
and
yes.
last year, the Saints
why-
almost made the playoffs
Yes.
without Jameis.
No. They started off hot
They
because
were
of
a
Jameis.
game away.
They lost every game Jameis didn't play. Or Taysom Hill or Jameis didn't play.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't
you
think-
had Ian Book
Oh,
or
no.
Trevor Siemian.
Dude, I'm just saying this defense is really, really
It
good.
is. What-
And this offense got
Do you have a record next to the Saints? Do you, like
He
have
said
a,
9 and 8.
9 and 8,
right?
yeah.
That's a borderline wild card team. In the NFC, that's gonna be you're gonna be in the hunt for sure. You'll
That's
probably
true.
be
Yeah,
either
they're in the
tied
hunt.
for
I don't
17
have
or
them
in
missing the playoffs outright. They're going to be a competitive football team.
Yeah.
But they're going to lose a lot of
I
those
am
games. A lot of
interested
those
to
close
see who
games.
you have as your 6 and 7 seed.
All right.
I can't
If you
think of
want,
them.
do you want to just name the schedule and I'll tell you my losses?
Sure,
'Cause,
sure.
It seems like
Listen,
you've been
I
doing
had
that a
to
lot.
I had to edit my schedule from when we first did it because MT wasn't projected to play, and that's a huge factor for me. So week 1 at Atlanta, it's a W
Win,
versus Tampa Bay
loss.
versus Tampa Bay.
They'll split.
That's at home?
Yes,
They'll split.
Yeah, they'll split. But okay.
at Carolina
That's a win.
versus Minnesota.
That's a loss.
Okay, I can understand where you're coming from. Versus Seattle
Win,
versus Cincinnati.
loss.
I have a loss too. I have them starting 5-0. At Arizona.
Talk about the Saints. right?
Loss.
That's fair. I have them with a win, but I understand. That's fine. It's at Arizona. Versus Las Vegas.
That's a win.
I have them losing. Versus Baltimore.
That's a loss.
I do have them losing
That's
also.
4 losses.
At Pittsburgh.
That's a win.
I agree. Versus the Rams.
That's a loss.
I agree. At San Fran.
That's a loss. 6 losses right now.
Interesting. I have them winning that game. At Tampa Bay.
Loss.
I have them losing.
That's 7.
Bye week. Atlanta. W.
Win.
At Cleveland.
What week is that?
That's week 18, 17, 16.
That's a loss. Deshaun
Because of
Watson's back.
Deshaun, really?
Yeah, Deshaun's back. Yeah.
We'll see. I mean, that's a great defense to go up against to be in your second or third week back.
Yeah, but the Browns have a great defense. Myles Garrett can win DPOY.
You go.
I'm not saying that they're not, but I'm just saying that
And you have one of the
Saints
top
aren't mediocre.
defense. You have the Browns have one of the top offensive lines.
Yep.
And they have Deshaun Watson. He's
Nick
back.
Chubb.
Okay. I mean, listen, we got to see what Deshaun we get. I definitely can understand where you're coming from. At Philadelphia,
That can be a loss.
I have
a
them
loss.
losing. Versus Carolina, I have them winning.
That's a
count that
win.
L
Yeah,
out.
but that's for me 8 to 9 losses I have for them.
What you
It's-
have, Drew?
I have them going 11-6.
Wow. Okay. Win the division?
No,
You got the Bucs.
I have the Bucks winning.
You got the Bucks. with
Can
12
I
wins.
see them going 10-7 or something like
Say that
that?
one more time.
You have the
Yeah.
Bucks with 12 wins.
I do.
But for me, I think the Jameis factor is real. And the same way you've talked about how the Vikings defense has to prove it to you, this quarterback has to prove it to me.
But the only reason why I have a hard time sitting with this is because you have been a huge advocate of Jameis Winston for years.
Huge.
I love Jameis Winston, bro.
But this would have been the perfect year to back him up.
Not
He
right
has
now.
Michael Thomas, Jarvis Landry. Jarvis Landry, who left a bad situation with Baker Mayfield and whatever quarterback they had after him, Case Keenum. I'm not going to continue to go down the list of quarterbacks that they had. But now Jarvis Landry's in a new situation. He's been killing it in training camp. And Chris Olave, who is the favorite right now to win Offensive Rookie of the Year, with Alvin Kamara, who's not going to be hurt. The one thing you could say is they lost Teron Armstead, and Penning's going to be hurt. That hurts.
No
absolutely.
I don't really.
And Sean Payton.
I
It's
don't.
massive.
I honestly don't care about Penning. I really don't.
I'm just saying that they lost Teron Armstead.
No, that's
one of the best
huge.
left tackles
That
in the
is
game.
huge. Yeah, yeah.
The Bucks have an insane schedule.
They do.
12 wins. I've soured them a bit. The injuries that keep happening in the interior offensive line, we know if there's one way to get to Brady, it's going to be that way.
Absolutely.
And Godwin,
But he's not afraid to dump it to Fournette.
he's not. No. I saw they also want to lessen his workload.
I did see
And
that
for me-
because Rashad White is capable.
For me, I'm just gonna say that I have the Bucks actually at 13 wins. I
Wow.
think they're stacked at most positions, and they're one of those teams that right now you look at them and there's definitely some concerns, but I think they're gonna get better over time. You're gonna have Godwin more healthy.
Absolutely.
You're like
He's
this
already
team-
practicing without a
yeah,
brace.
This team over time is gonna add pieces because they're gonna get healthier and healthier. And I think over the course of the season, this team gets better. And I think they're gonna get off to a pretty good start. Now, I know that Saints fans have been in our comments, and I understand people may think I'm down on them. I like the Saints a lot. I can see them going to the playoffs. I'm not ruling that out because I do think their defense is that elite. David Onyemata, who you guys were laughing at the other day, he's one of the top defensive tackles in football. Marcus Davenport, Cameron Jordan, I love this team. It's just the Jameis factor is real. There aren't, outside of Ryan Tannehill, there hasn't been a first-round pick quarterback to change teams and have success. It's just been Ryan Tannehill. And now people are expecting Jameis Winston to do it. I think he's capable of doing it. But will he? That's a big question mark. We're talking about a turnover machine.
He wasn't a turnover machine in the small sample size.
Yes, but for his career, he's been a turnover machine.
But he has LASIK eye surgery now. He can see the field
I'm
now.
not
Like
buying
the
that.
Saints, I think right now Saints fans are in this honeymoon phase with Jameis, and they're telling themselves, "Yo, this guy, first overall pick for a reason." All this other stuff. Until he starts costing you a game in week 6 and he throws 2 picks, he throws a pick 6 in the fourth quarter and you lose, then they'll understand.
I believe.
I know. I'm surprised. He's the biggest Jameis fan at this
You
table.
really caught me off guard with that.
Me too.
I'm very confused.
Look, I love Jameis Winston. I've said this multiple times.
You sure you love him?
I love
sound
Jameis
like
And
it.
the only reason why, and like I said this before, Michael Thomas is going to be on the field. Jarvis Landry, Chris Olave,
Bro,
Alvin Kamara.
Look, if we're talking, look,
it's probably the most complete offense he's ever had.
All right.
It's not ridiculous. to say.
No, it's not.
He says
He never had an Alvin Kamara.
It's just for me, like,
Ever.
if this was another quarterback that's coming from a shitty situation,
Tough.
I understand. But Jameis is coming from a team that had a lot of offensive weapons around him
Yeah.
yearly.
They also
Like,
drafted
yearly.
Wirfs the year that they brought in Brady.
Yeah, I know. That was a huge get.
That's one of the best
But
linemen
even that
in
year,
the game.
that year when Jameis threw 30 for 30, the
He had a
offensive
solid
line, was
Yeah,
ranked top
yeah.
10.
No, for sure. Listen, I'm not saying that they didn't have a solid team because obviously I'd be ignorant. But at the same time, just Wirfs was one of the better draft picks
I
of
know,
that
but
season.
You brought in Wirfs
and you got Brady. Like, it's Brady. Of course that they were going to not. Of course it was a lock.
yes, but what I'm saying is that Jameis cost them games that year. Like, he cost them games. He was losing them games.
Let me ask you a question.
Like, all 30 picks were his fault.
Does Kirk Cousins go to Tampa Bay and win a championship?
No.
Kirk Cousins?
No.
Kirk Cousins, does he go to Tampa Bay the year that Brady won and win a chip?
He makes the playoffs, though.
Do they win a championship?
No.
I have a question.
It's the Brady effect.
But honestly, bro, I can't. Outside of Tom Brady, there aren't many quarterbacks I would say go to that team and win a championship instantly. But I know that all those quarterbacks make the playoffs.
So-
They make the playoffs. Jameis did not.
So, Moran, you said Winston is a turnover machine and he cost him games. So where did this unwavering faith from the moment you watched him be a turnover machine and a guy who cost him game, where did this faith come that he could be a franchise quarterback?
Because
You watched that.
I love Jameis Winston's personality. I do.
It's just a general question.
All right.
I think his
respect the honesty.
I think his
Truthfully respect
personality.
the
Look,
honesty.
he's one of those guys I root for, and
that's valid.
I would happily be wrong about Jameis Winston.
Respect.
But you look at that 30 for 30 season.
I remember.
30 of those interceptions
30
were his
is
fault.
nuts.
No, 30's insane.
Insane.
Like, they were his fault.
There's actually
There's no
a compilation
defending 30.
of all his
Other
30
than the fact that
interceptions.
He
It's really
cannot
funny.
see. He did get LASIK eye surgery.
You're a fucking NFL player. How don't you
I
get
don't
this shit
disagree.
correct?
I
It's
mean,
like year 6, bro.
Yeah, it
I
wasn't
think-
like year 2 either. Like,
and
bro,
listen,
been in the
I
league.
think there's this optimistic faith around the Saints, not just because they have a good team, because we know they have a good team, but because I think I'm not the only person that just wants to see Jameis Winston succeed. I think across the internet, he's become one of the funniest guys. People like Jameis. He's a likable guy.
absolutely.
And that's where a lot of this optimism for the Saints comes from. But I do think realistically, they are a 9-win team. And we're going to see this year how much the loss of Sean Payton hurts them.
It's gonna hurt them big time. I'm between you guys. Pause. Pause.
You said that real too.
That was crazy.
He's closer to me, though.
Yo, 11 wins seems crazy to me. I have them at 9-8. I don't see 11 wins because at the end of the day, I have to be consistent. I said with the Chiefs, Andy Reid and Mahomes, I trust too much to not miss the playoffs. I don't trust Dennis Allen and Jameis Winston enough to give them 11 wins. Fight for the division,
Dennis Allen's
the
a
division
defensive
winner.
guy.
I know. You got it's not even Bruce Arians. You got Tom Brady. That just puts you over automatically. I know you still have the Bucs winning the division,
Yeah.
but I don't have the Bucs with 12 wins. They have a pretty tough schedule, and this team's gotten worse from last year, without a doubt. And they were out in the second round, given to the eventual Super Bowl champions. But I have the Saints with 9 wins. I do have them as the number 7 seed. I think they'll make the playoffs, and probably lose round 1. I mean, it's a spoiler, but I don't think I'm spoiling anybody, really. They're going to have a great defense, but the head coach and quarterback combo, I can't get over it. Jameis and Dennis Allen's not something I could trust, not least to win this division. And to quickly talk about the other two teams, because we haven't really talked about Carolina or the Falcons much. Carolina offense is going to be the best we've seen in probably 2 or 3 years. With Baker Mayfield there, it's not saying much, but
He'll make them
Moore,
competent.
DJ Moore should have his best year.
God willing, CMC stays healthy.
And God willing, CMC stays healthy. If you're a Panthers fan, that's where you got to hope for. The defense is young. And then the Falcons, Drew, I agree. They could get a quarterback with Drake London and Kyle Pitts. That's going to be an electric team, too. Big body targets. We'll see who ends up being the quarterback there next season. But for this year, they're going to be in contention for the number 1 pick.
Oh man, this is an interesting division for me, and I say this because I like the Panthers. I'm gonna start off by saying the Falcons are gonna be the worst team in the division. They have nice talent, Drake London, Kyle Pitts. You know, you love to see AJ Terrell on the defensive end, but they just this division has 3 talented teams, and I think the Panthers. I think you were sleeping on them. I think they're a really talented group. I think outside of quarterback, you could look at the roster and you can still see some bright spots. J.C. Horn, Brian Burns, DJ Moore, obviously.
Offensive line's still mid.
It is mid, but it did get better.
It did.
But I think like Baker Mayfield is better than Sam Darnold by a significant amount. So
I could go out there and be better.
I don't know if you can.
I'm being rude, obviously. I'm exexaggerating a point that Sam Darnold's not good.
He's not. But Baker Mayfield was pretty much damaged all year last year with a bunch of injuries. Like he was broken up. So I think this year being healthy, he'll be slightly better. I think he'll be good. You know, I think when you have DJ Moore, Robbie Anderson, I think he'll be okay.
Odell and Jarvis, King.
Him and Odell didn't work.
You know what? Baker deserves slack.
He deserves one more chance. Him and Odell didn't work. It wasn't good.
Dude.
And Landry.
Odell Beckham.
This is prime
Odell. Like, come on, man. Like, there's no excuse for that Odell stuff, man.
Sometimes things don't work.
He had 1,000 yards.
Baker's matured since
1,003.
He has made the.
Odell had 1,000 yards.
And this was him being the best wide receiver in football, basically.
1,003 yards, I believe.
He barely cracked 1,000.
All I'm gonna say is that
touchdowns.
Baker is coming from a situation where he got injured in week 3, 4. The Browns put out a report saying that they would pay Baker Mayfield $30+ million a year, and Baker told himself that he wanted to prove to himself and the team that he was worth it. So he played through injury and ultimately cost himself money. That's the type of guy the Panthers getting in Baker Mayfield, though. He's a workhorse. He's a leader. That's what we're getting.
That's it. Cameron, you caught him. He was laughing while he said it.
He's a leader.
I rest my case.
But
he's a leader.
For me, number 2 is the Saints.
What's your opinion on that? Leader?
Baker? Maybe new regime in Carolina. He's a new guy. In Cleveland, I don't know if.
In Cleveland, what do you mean?
And what were you saying, King? I'm sorry.
They would happily get the guy in Cleveland.
No, the regular shit.
What?
You know, nothing
the Panthers would happily get the guy in Cleveland.
No, I'm saying leadership wise. I'm saying I think he probably has matured.
Well, he was leader
young.
enough to lead him to the playoffs first time in 20+ years.
Yeah, that's different than being like an actual leader, though. You know what I'm saying? Like you're the quarterback, so you're the leader. But you know what I mean? Is Matt Ryan, who's a better leader, Matt Ryan or Baker Mayfield? You know what I mean?
Don't ask stupid questions, man.
Carolina's going to be a good team, man. Number 2 for me, Saints. You know, I think the defense is going to be elite. Offense is going to be good. I think MT will get back to form. Maybe not that breakout year for him, but he'll still be one of the best receivers in the NFL. Chris Olave is going to have a great rookie season. Jarvis Lane is going to be good. Jameis Winston is going to be fine. I think this is one of the teams for me to make the playoffs. I think the Saints defense is going to backpack a lot into the season. Same thing how you said with Green Bay. I like the Saints defense a little bit more. I love their secondary. I think they can cause extreme havoc. And then for me, number 1 is the Bucs. You know, I think Tom Brady coming back to a damn near complete roster. They're one of the best teams in the league. I don't have to say too much about that. They'll win the division. I do have the Saints winning 10 games, though. You said you don't see them winning 10. I got them winning 10.
I got them 9. Who's your favorite rookie receiver? Is it Olave?
It's definitely Drake London.
Okay.
Not for the reasons he's thinking, though.
Well, I know the reasons you're thinking.
Yeah.
There's so many.
Wow.
One of them, this dude.
That's pretty much what I'm thinking also.
Yeah. Drake's my guy.
So to make it real quick, I know, I keep just talking sporadically. I just like getting involved in conversation. I'm sorry, guys. But Falcons, there's definitely things to be excited for the future. Like we mentioned at a plethora of times. Me? Yeah, to a degree. It's definitely an issue. I need to work on it.
I feel like all of these are kind of just, sometimes you do it team by team, sometimes you're just bullshit.
No, I know. I like to have fun.
No, it's your main character syndrome and apologizing to us when we didn't actually apologize.
That's kind of insane, but hilarious. Not going to lie.
That is targeting, and I don't appreciate it.
You literally went up here and said, my fault, guys. You did it 3 times already.
I know. I'm sorry because I've been doing it too much.
Why do you keep, we don't, like, we're cool.
It's part of
Yeah,
show,
do your
you know?
thing, bro.
Thanks, guys, for the positive reinforcement. That being said, Falcons, Drake London, Kyle Pitts. Listen. If you told me both these two were gonna have 1,000 yards this season, over 1,000 yards this season, they're not batting an eye because I actually think it's gonna happen.
Are you losing?
Am I losing? Absolutely.
With Mariota?
I just think that they're going to be down in the game so often, they're going to be forced to throw the ball, and it's going to bode well and for them statistically.
And not worried about Drake London's injury at all.
It seems like he was back at practice. Yes, there's concerns about his week 1 status, but let's say he misses a game. That's fine with me. He's a rookie. You take one, you rather.
I feel like they're going to be down in the game because their offense isn't going to be able to get a first down.
Correct.
And then they're going to ease up in the second half, and defense are going to ease up in the second half, fourth quarter. Garbage time is going to bode well with them. Kyle Pitts is dominant enough to be good regardless of any quarter. Drake London is a rookie. It'll take some games to get cooking, but I believe in Drake London's ability. A.J. Terrell, like you mentioned, is a top 5 corner in the league. He's been the definition of Clamp City. But ultimately, this team's not good enough. I look at the Panthers right now. Defensively.
Stop. I'm sorry.
What's wrong?
You have them top 5?
A.J. Terrell?
You have them top 5?
Yeah.
You have them top 5? Let me ask you. Okay, so quick question. Drew, somebody at this table just said like 10, 15 minutes ago, why are we calling somebody elite after 1 year? I forgot who we were talking about. We were talking about
Devondre Campbell.
Facts.
Yes. So does that rule apply to A.J. Terrell or
when you're a corner and you do the things that you do.
Okay.
When you're elite year 2, that's way different.
Okay, just asking.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
Just wanted to make sure we're on the
Devondre
same page.
Campbell's mid for 7 years and then broke out.
Got it. Just want to make sure we're on the same page.
So to go to Carolina, yes, the weapons room is a thing of beauty. Absolutely. CMC is probably the best weapon to have in football when he's healthy. DJ Moore has been the most consistent receiver where he's had 3 1,000-yard receiving yard seasons. And I'm forgetting the stat. I'm blanking off the top of my head, but he's the only one to have 3 consecutive. I think is it 1,200-yard seasons? That's what it is. Yes, something along those lines. Exactly, which speaks exactly to DJ Moore just being one of the more underappreciated receivers. I even underappreciate him to a degree. But I just cannot get on the side of Baker Mayfield elevating you from how many wins they have last year? 5?
That sounds right, yeah, because the Giants had 4 and they picked right after them.
I just have my concerns, truthfully. Baker Mayfield is, yes, better than I give him credit for. I'm definitely overly rude to Baker Mayfield, but it's because what he wasn't able to do with the better weapon with Odell Beckham being in his prime and the 10-minute video of Odell and Baker's inability to have a connection because Baker Mayfield's inability to throw the ball accurately when he was basically drafted because of how accurate he is as a quarterback. Yes, he has a strong arm, but he has proven to not be as accurate as advertised coming out of this draft. I think Carolina is going to be an average team at best, in my opinion. To go into number 2, I do have.
So what's the record?
I have them with 6 wins.
That
Carolina.
should be the funniest, bro.
I have Carolina with 7 wins as well.
That's average. 6 wins. 6
I
and
think
11.
7 wins
I'm
for
at
them
8.
is solid.
I got him at 8-9.
Okay.
No, it's just funny the reactions. Like when I'm like 8 wins, you're like, oh wow, and you have them at 7. Like,
I have 6.
oh,
I'm 6.
whoa, 8, no way.
I deserve
no
that.
way. It's
I
no
deserve
way.
that. But I didn't
like,
give that
one
big of a
more.
reaction. I was just like, ooh, I don't know about that. But hey, I deserve it. I've been overly active this conversation, so fair enough. Number 2, I do have the Saints, but a respectable number 2 with 11-6 record. I went on a huge tangent on them earlier. You guys can just listen to that. And then number 1, I do have the Buccaneers. End of the day, it's Tom Brady's last ride, and I don't think he goes out sorry. I think Tom Brady obviously is just one of those guys you have to respect. Godwin being way ahead of his schedule and not working with a brace in training camp so far. That's extremely exciting to see. And the defense getting healthy. Go
Sorry,
ahead.
I was going to say, I'm pretty sure he shed that today, though.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's not like he's been doing that all of camp.
100% right. Yes, it was literally today or yesterday, whichever of the two. Yes, he did shed it, but that is excellent to see where he's trusting himself. He's trusting his route running ability without the brace. That's everything you want to see if you're a Tampa Bay Buccaneer fan. But the defense is going to be healthy this season, and it was a huge reason why the Buccaneers weren't better last year. Their secondary was banged up, and they all came together at the very end of the postseason. But by then, they didn't have enough play time underneath their legs to be active and ready for the onslaught that was the Los Angeles Rams. But I think that changes this year. I do think that, hey, listen, they tossed all over them.
Yo,
Yeah, that was tossed, bro? What the fuck?
Toss the rock, man. Come on.
It's a
Head out of the gutter. Anyways, I do have the Buccaneers finishing in first with 12 wins. I do have the Saints finishing in second with 11. In third place, I have the Panthers with 6. And in last place, the Falcons with, I believe, 2.
Last episode, we gave our AFC predictions. That just wrapped up our NFC predictions. So now we have to make a playoff bracket.
I'm excited.
We know what teams are in the playoffs for us. We know what teams are out. In the AFC, the Chargers at 1, the Bills at 2, the Bengals at 3, the Colts at 4, the Chiefs at 5, the Ravens at 6, and the Broncos at 7. In the NFC,
That's low, man.
I have the Bucs at 1, the Niners at 2, the Vikings at 3, the Eagles at 4, the Rams at 5, the Cowboys at 6, and the Packers at 7. Now, I'll just go into my playoff bracket because we're just going to have a different one anyway. In the AFC wild card, it's the Bills matched up with the Broncos. I have the Bills winning. I have the Bengals matched up with the Ravens. I have the Bengals winning. And I have the Colts matched up with the Chiefs. I have the Colts winning.
Here it is.
There we go.
The
He
Chiefs
needed-
had
he
one of
needed
the
to say
worst. They had one of the worst run stop rates in the league
That's great to
last
see.
year.
Chiefs are a first round exit, which makes my pick to make the playoffs
That was
valid.
Then NFC Rams versus Eagles. I went back and forth with this one. I really did, but I'm going with the Eagles. I think the Eagles get that playoff
Over the
win.
Rams.
Cowboys and Vikings.
I feel like it's harder to go AFC and NFC, AFC,
Might as well
NFC.
just go
Like I
AFC
feel
the
like
whole
just do
way.
all AFC then all NFC.
No,
Get to your AFC
Yeah.
chip.
Cowboys versus Vikings. I have the Vikings.
Confusing.
Hurting my head.
Packers versus the Niners. I have the Packers. So now in the AFC divisional round, it's the Chargers with the bye versus the Colts. I have the Chargers winning. The Bills versus the Bengals. I have the Bills winning. The NFC divisional round, it is actually I have the Rams beating the Eagles. My bad. The Rams versus the Vikings. I have the Rams winning that. The Packers versus the Bucs. I have the Bucs winning that. The AFC Championship, the Chargers versus the Bills. Bills win. NFC Championship, Rams versus the Bucs. Bucs win. Super Bowl champion, the Buffalo Bills.
Okay.
Going
Interesting.
with the Buffalo
Do you want me to go?
Bills.
Go ahead, yeah.
All right, here we go.
Do you want to do all AFC then NFC?
Yes,
Okay,
that's
thank
exactly what I was going to do. So my AFC conference seating right now. Number 1, I do have the Buffalo Bills. Number 2, the Denver Broncos. Number 3, I have the Cincinnati Bengals. I've had a change of heart. I do have the Bengals winning the division. Number 4, I have the Indianapolis Colts. I'm sorry, man. The offensive line really is the difference for
All
me.
right, man.
That's really what it is.
Not everyone can be right.
Number 5, I do have the Chargers. Number 6, I have the Ravens. And number 7, I have the Dolphins, which means I do not have the Kansas City Chiefs making the playoffs.
Got the
I just
Dolphins
wanted
in.
that to be clear.
Dolphins in, Chiefs out.
Correct. Now, the Bills get the bye, so the Broncos be facing the Dolphins. And I have here, a.k.a. my worst nightmare,
Sorry, it was Dolphins versus who?
Broncos.
Oh,
So, yes, obviously, I do have the Broncos winning. Then I have the Bengals versus the Ravens. I have the Bengals winning. Colts versus the Chargers. I have the Chargers winning. In the next round, it would be the Bills versus the Chargers. I have the Bills winning, which is going to be one of the best games of the season if that's were to happen. Next round, I have the Broncos versus the Bengals. This one I sat with for a while. The only reason I decided to lean Denver was because we would be home with the seating that I have. If it were the opposite way around, I think that I would lean Bengals. It is a great matchup between the two of us if we were to meet. And then in the next round, which is why I said early in the show, I'm happy that we're doing our predictions before the season, because by week 3, I will have my answer of who is going to the Super Bowl and who will be winning the Super Bowl. But as of right now, in the AFC chip, I do have the Bills beating the Broncos. Now, for my NFC conference.
sorry. You had the Chargers losing to the
Chargers losing to the
Bills
Bills.
round 2.
Correct. And that would be an unbelievable game. And if Trey White isn't back, I probably lean Chargers. NFC conference ranking, or if he isn't healthy, if he isn't who
should
we
be
know
by
Trey
then.
White is. Absolutely. Number 1, I have the Rams. Number 2, I have the Buccaneers. Number 3, I have the Packers. 4, I have the Eagles. 5, I have the Saints. 6, I have the Niners. And 7, I have Minnesota. It's a shame, just got auto-picked. Whatever. So I have a Rams bye. Buccaneers versus Minnesota. I have the Buccaneers winning. Packers versus the Niners. I have the Niners winning again. Saints at Eagles. I have the Saints upsetting the Eagles in round 1. In the next round, I'd have the Rams facing the Niners. I have the Rams winning. The Bucs versus the Saints. I do have the Bucs winning, which would mean the NFC Championship game would be the Bucs versus the Rams. And I think the Bucs do win this, for my Super Bowl being the Bills versus the Bucs. And I do have the Bills winning the Super Bowl.
So you guys are identical. Bills, Bucs, Bills winning.
Yep.
Okay.
You want to go?
Up to you, bro. Whatever you want.
I'll knock it off. You know what I'm saying?
What?
So I'm gonna start off with the NFC. I got the Rams at 1. I got the Bucs at 2. I got the Eagles at 3. I got the Vikings at 4. The Niners at 5. The Packers at 6. And I got the Saints at 7.
Respect.
So I do not have the Cowboys getting in. So obviously NFC bracket, the Rams get the bye. The Bucs play the Saints. I have the Bucs winning that game. The Eagles play the Packers. I have the Eagles winning that game. The Vikings and the Niners, I have the Niners winning that game. Then the Rams versus the Bucs, the Eagles versus the Niners. I have the Bucs and the Eagles in the NFC Championship game, and I have the Bucs going to the Super Bowl.
Wow,
but I have my Eagles going to the NFC Championship. And then for the AFC, I have the Bills at 1, Chargers at 2, Bengals at 3. I have the Colts at 4, Chiefs at 5, Ravens at 6, and I have the Raiders for me getting in the playoffs at 7. Then the bracket goes, Bills at 1, Chargers versus the Raiders. I have the Chargers winning that game. Bengals versus the Chiefs. I have the Bengals winning that game. And then the Colts versus the Chiefs. I have the Chiefs winning that game. Then I have the Bills versus the Chargers, the Bengals versus the Chiefs. I have the Bills and the Chiefs seeing each other in AFC Championship game for round 3. I have the Bills and the Bucs in my Super Bowl. And then I have the Bucs ultimately winning the Super Bowl.
Wow, you guys are all on the Bucs and the Bills.
Oh, I'm high on the Bills.
I might have to make a last-minute change here. But I'll start with the AFC. My playoff picture, first seed Bills, second seed Chargers, 3 Ravens, 4 Colts, 5 Broncos, 6 Chiefs, 7 Bengals. So I have the Dolphins missing out here.
Fair enough.
In round 1, the Bills have the bye. Chargers versus Bengals, I have the Chargers winning. Ravens versus Chiefs, I have the Ravens winning. Colts versus Broncos, I have the Broncos winning. Into round 2, Bills versus Broncos, I have the Bills winning. Chargers versus Ravens, I have the Chargers winning. Coming down to a Bills versus Chargers AFC Championship match. I had the Bills on here, but you guys are all on the Bills, so I'm taking the Chargers to beat the Bills in the AFC Championship game.
That's fine.
Just to be different from you guys.
So you have the Chargers going from no playoffs
to the
all
Super
the way
Bowl. Yes! To the Super Bowl.
Both fan, baby.
Now let's move over to the NFC. First seed Rams, second seed Bucs, third Packers, fourth Eagles, fifth Vikings, sixth Niners, seventh. I do have the Saints. I think they get the final wild card spot over Dallas. Round 1, Bucs versus Saints. I got the Bucs winning. Round 2, Packers versus Niners. I think that's everyone's matchup. I have the Niners winning. And then the Eagles versus Vikings. I have the Eagles winning. Round 2, Rams versus 49ers. I got the 49ers winning that game. Then I have the Bucs versus the Eagles. I love the Eagles, but I think this is where it stops. Playing the Bucs again with their rush defense can be really difficult. So I have the Bucs versus Niners in the championship game. Got the Niners beating them. The 49ers going to the Super Bowl.
Trey Lance, Super
49ers
Bowl.
versus Chargers versus 49ers Super Bowl. Got the Chargers winning.
I don't like your pick of Saints over Eagles. We going to have a talk about that. I ain't
defense is legit,
So
man.
is ours.
It's good. It is.
Don't do that.
It is good.
Don't hit
it
us.
is
Don't hit
good.
us
That's
with
all
the
I'm saying.
It was good last year. We made some improvements, man. I'm telling you. Don't sleep. Don't sleep.
So you
Y'all
had to
got
give the Colts that playoff win over the
Jalen
Chiefs.
Hurts, I don't know.
Mid-ass.
Yeah,
Great run,
Winston.
great run
That's
offense.
it.
Patrick
It's a battle
Mahomes.
of the mids.
Yeah.
Colts defense is good, man.
Patrick Mahomes.
Darius,
Shaq is probably going to play.
yeah, Darius
It's
Leonard
huge.
guarding
This is
Kelsey.
End of the year.
Stephon Gilmore.
Sorry.
Come on, man. What are we talking about?
You're crazy.
Chiefs.
He's not losing to no damn Matt Ryan. I promise you that.
What seed do you have the Chiefs? Do you remember?
5.
'Cause
I've been
know
playing the Colts and beating the Colts.
First round exit. I have them as first round exit actually or second.
Yeah, I have them in the 4 or 5. They're playing the Colts.
I do have the Ravens beating the Chiefs round 1, but it could go the other way.
I don't have the Ravens
The
playing
Ravens
Chiefs.
beating the Chiefs?
Yep.
That's crazier than the Colts beating the Chiefs.
No, it's not. It's not at all. The
Crazier.
the Ravens did it last year.
Crazier is crazy.
They did on some lucky shit.
Sometimes we're lucky
The
than good,
Colts
bro.
beat the Chiefs legitimately last year.
Doesn't move me.
Yeah.
Wait, who would you have the Eagles playing in the first round?
I
I haven't playing the Packers.
have the Packers as well.
You have the
You haven't
Saints
won it?
losing round 1?
I have the Saints losing round 1. Yes, I have the Eagles versus Vikings. I have the Eagles winning.
Oh, that's why. Okay.
I have the Eagles.
Yeah,
at-
I have
or
the
Vikings
Eagles
at the
because
five
as long
seed.
as we don't see the Bucs, woo,
I agree.
or the Rams. I'm so sorry. It's straight sailing.
49ers, man. Super Bowl.
Super Bowl is crazy.
do it.
No,
So he's about to be the new Mahomes. Let me ask you. He's about to be the new Mahomes. He's going to the Super Bowl year 2.
Your Super Bowl is
Mahomes
probably
is
the
one
most
of one.
likely at this table to not pop.
I mean, you guys all took the same fucking one.
Hey, you acting like we sat down
You
and
took
kumbaya
the
this
two, you took the
shit.
two favorites. Like, all right, fuck it. That's what we're gonna do.
That was funny. But
No,
to
for real,
be
we
fair,
didn't
listen, I'm sorry.
I said the Bills 2 weeks ago. I did say
You
that.
did.
Everyone said
With
the Bills.
that's true.
Nah.
And
Come on.
it would be very hard to see Brady lose a Super Bowl, especially in his last season.
I would love it.
Honestly,
love
it's
it.
making me consider taking the Buccaneers.
Makes me so happy.
But I don't know. I really don't.
I told you, Josh 91 MVP season. He on the vibe. I'm telling you.
You know what?
Everyone's expecting Josh. Go over.
Fact.
I am
Super Bowl,
actually going to change it.
Bucs.
I can't see Brady losing in his last ride. I am going to go Bucs Super Bowl winners.
Niners Chargers, man.
But to say this, Lance going to the Super Bowl in year 1,
It's crazy.
he would beat Tom Brady. He would beat who else do you have in this list? Aaron Rodgers.
Who do I have?
And he has one more team in the middle.
I have them beating Rodgers. and
They're not
then,
beating the Packers.
They could beat
They
the
could beat the
Rams.
Packers.
Then the Rams.
They could definitely
They
beat
beat
the
him with
Packers.
Jimmy
They beat him last
Garoppolo
year.
last
Like,
They
season.
beat him. They've
Trey
owned them in the
Lance's
playoffs.
first time in the playoffs.
Bro, look what.
Garoppolo was ass.
Go look at Garoppolo's numbers from that game.
At
He was
Lambeau?
dog shit.
They've owned them
At
in the
Lambeau.
playoffs.
Trey Lance at Lambeau.
Garoppolo at Lambeau. He
Was
couldn't be
dog
worse.
Shit.
He couldn't be
He
worse.
Was dog shit.
Aaron Rodgers would beat them.
He was
To say
so
he
bad.
can't is
Because
rude.
Garoppolo is bad. Bad.
Aaron Rodgers would beat the 49ers.
Okay, see, you could say that. That's fine. You say can't is strong.
Yeah,
Who is the third
you
team? Brady, Rodgers.
Stafford, Rams.
This
That's
is
a-
Mahomes.
yeah, that's a
You're
playoff
telling
run.
me Mahomes.
No, but Mahomes has
he's having a
50
Mahomes
fucking
breakout.
touchdowns.
He's having
He
a
had
Mahomes
the
breakout.
MVP.
And who do you have win the Super Bowl?
The Niners.
Okay,
Of course.
I'm sorry.
But
Oh,
Mahomes
you
is
picked the
different.
Chargers,
Yeah,
bro.
no.
It's Chargers. Sorry.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
All right, he's losing.
Yeah, I saw.
I apologize.
49ers win championship. I was looking at the
man.
last
Nah,
time.
Mahomes went MVP,
But
Super Bowl
Mahomes
MVP.
looked what was way different. Like Mahomes came in.
Super Bowl second year.
No, but
bro.
Lance is going to come and be the best quarterback in the league.
He's going to beat Brady. He's going
But
to
he's
beat
not gonna be the
Rodgers.
best
He's going to beat
quarterback in the league.
Staffy.
Because Sanchez beat a lot of good guys too. That doesn't mean anything.
Oh,
But are you
those two.
expecting him to play Sanchez level?
No, but he's not
In
going
the
to play
playoffs,
like Mahomes.
I don't know if he can.
He's
Sanchez
not,
was
he's
a dog
not
in
playing
the
like
playoffs.
Mahomes.
Of course, but you're saying
Mahomes
in
was
year
Super
2,
Bowl, but plus
The
he didn't make. But
disrespect is
Mahomes
crazy,
didn't make the playoffs his
he
first
did.
year.
No,
Denver
year
guy.
2 he did.
Year two,
You gotta
yeah.
stop
Well, this
acting
Mahomes-
like
this Lance's
you
first
gotta
year
stop
starting.
acting like Mark Sanchez didn't do his thing in the playoffs.
He was solid, better than Jimmy G for sure.
Easily.
Yeah.
Easily.
Better than he's been better than Lamar Jackson so far in the playoffs. Check the record and check the stats. Check it.
Stop it.
Check it. What are we talking about here?
But
The
Trey
disrespect.
Lance
You're a
isn't gonna
Jets
have.
fan.
Trey Lance is gonna have the kind of like energy and
Yeah.
gravity, as the word we've used so many times, that Mahomes did
No,
his
yeah,
first
that
year
was crazy.
started. That was nuts.
Cut that.
Listen, bro, I just want to spark some controversy.
You want me to say he's gonna be Mahomes? I'm not doing that. I'm not.
Why not?
Because Mahomes is one of
Doesn't
one.
have a set of nuts.
You want me to
my-
call him the best quarterback in the
Ballsy
NFL
the
after
hell
year
up.
one?
Sheesh.
I'm not
He
doing
said
that.
you don't have big balls.
Why he
dude.
disrespected you?
I'm not doing
Why he
that.
disrespect
As a
your
man,
balls?
I wouldn't allow that.
Do I have to like show my balls? Like what's this?
I think you should.
Be real.
Bro got so
We have 30,000 viewers. If you want to show them, it's up to you, bro. You
This
ready?
guy's
Bro,
waiting
wants
for
me
his
to. Yeah,
balls.
come on,
No,
man.
Jesus.
Keep it pushing. Jesus. Bro, he's looking at me smiling. Oh, D.
That was nuts,
Bro,
Joel.
Nah, I'm waiting. What's up?
Oh my
What we
God.
doing, man?
This is a PG show,
No,
man.
I'm
They're waiting for you
waiting.
to
I'm
drop
waiting for you.
pants.
I'm waiting for you to not show your balls, but just to give a take, give a ballsy take. Why don't you say Trey Lance gonna be Mahomes?
'Cause he's
say
not-
he's gonna be the next one.
Bro, I was
No,
waiting for you
hell
to drop
no.
pants.
Come on, man.
He's not going to be the next Mahomes as
This
much as
guy.
I like him.
Bro's being a casual for real. NFL Week 1 Pick'em, the
Let's
last
go.
segment on this show.
It's good to be back.
You know, Week
Let me
1.
also suggest this to you guys. Make an Excel sheet of all your matchups so you can keep track of your winners. So that way at the very end
Why
of the
can't you
season.
just do it?
I'm not doing it for everyone.
Just do it for me.
Emma,
My God. You know what? Low key, I could.
I know.
you'd
Okay.
be okay. All right.
This guy.
all up a lot.
Fucking
Dude, I just fucking ripped ass crazy.
you.
I don't even smell it.
He did that shit like 4 times on the show, right?
To this show?
Yeah.
Are you smelling it?
No, I just hear it.
Me too. Yeah.
Like, he's-
I low key feel the chair.
One
vibrate.
time he got up and did it. Like, I saw that. So.
Oh, I didn't hear
Dude,
it.
stop calling me out like that. You're fucking airing me out crazy.
All we have is men viewers. They do what we do, bro.
They definitely do. All right, let's do it, baby.
This week, Week 1 of the NFL, we know the first game is going to be Thursday. Bills at Rams. Who wins that game?
It was
And
randomly.
let's just introduction. My bad.
Go ahead, man. Go ahead.
My fault.
Turn this up. Turn this up.
You ready, Joel? Dude. It's about to talk and you're freaking crumbling paper.
My bad. Pardon self.
Get a grip.
Of what?
Damn it.
Bro.
I'm asking. That's a valid question.
Did one of you guys rip
know
ass?
what he's talking. Like,
I don't.
It seems like you want him to say.
He just wanted to see you drop pants. I don't know what he's talking about.
God
Did you
damn
see
it,
the
River.
video he sent to the Twitter chat?
Ooh, he just dropped the
You said the hard R is crazy. Come on. Hard R is
The hard
nuts.
ER? What are you talking about?
You saw the video he sent to the Twitter chat?
Oh my god.
Well, who?
Bro, it sounded
The
like
dude got
yeah.
Who?
dude's
Riv,
in the-
this shit. Where it sounded like he wanted it. You
Oh,
know what I'm
he's
saying?
talking- they were
Yeah,
talking-
bro.
yeah,
was
Wait, what the
wildin'.
fuck?
Oh,
You didn't see my response to it?
No, because what are you saying to me?
Oh yeah,
You
yeah,
just
yeah,
look-
bro. We'll talk about it later.
You seemed a little like
when
too
I sent
enthused, I don't know.
the Twitter vid of the dildo in the,
Okay,
in
well.
the
and it sounded bad
Yeah,
now. Right?
come on, bro.
I put laughing emojis. What does that mean?
Nah, you said what'd you say? Hold up.
Yeah, go look at that, 'cause you-
you said some weird shit.
Nah, you
said some
chat.
weird shit.
I didn't say
Nah,
no
he
weird
didn't.
shit.
Nah, he didn't.
Nah,
me
you
see.
did.
Word, let's see. You trolling.
Bro sent that. It said LMF or no, you sent that. He said LMFAO all caps. Bro, I'd have to kill y'all. Like he wants one
I'd
of
have
us
to kill you
try.
guys.
Yeah, that's what
I have to
yeah,
kill you
like,
guys.
Stop! Don't
Bro.
do it. Like that's what it sounded like.
How does that even correlate? Like, it's because if you watch the vid, he sneakily put the dildo in his mouth. So I'm saying if one of y'all actually,
Oh my God, I
tried
would
to be
hate
funny,
you
I would
guys.
kill y'all.
I would
saying,
hate
bro.
you.
I see the vibes. That's what we're doing.
Yeah, that's hilarious.
It's gonna be a fun year. All right, that's what we're doing. Okay.
Yo, I'm ready. Lock in.
NFL Pick'em Week 1, our Week 1 picks. Bills at Rams. Who wins Thursday Night Football?
Like I said, it was Ramley
Opener.
all last season. However, I think Bills come out hot. I think the Bills win this game.
Bills Mafia, Josh Allen, 1991 MVP season, MJ like. I got the Bills.
I got the Buffalo Bills in this one.
I got the Rams. They're home Super Bowl
I
champs.
respect that pick, man.
Eagles at Lions.
Oh, I think this is an easy win for the Eagles.
Eagles.
Easy. I don't know about that, but I am going Eagles as well.
I'm going the Eagles too. 49ers at Bears.
Niners.
Niners.
I'm also going the Niners.
I'm going with the Niners. Steelers at Bengals.
Division game.
Division game. Mitch is probably starting. I don't know if it's official.
It's
It's
official.
official. Yeah, I'm still taking Cincy regardless if it was Mitch or Pickett.
I'm gonna go Cincy. Tough game, but I'm gonna go Cincy.
I'm going.
Go ahead.
I'm going Cincinnati. Joe Burrow's throwing for 300 plus.
No, it's got to be a lock. Cincinnati's winning this game.
Patriots at Dolphins.
It's another
Tough
lock.
game.
No, it's another lock.
It's a division game. It's always a tough game, but I'm gonna take Miami.
Now when
Tua's breakout game.
Now when Tua's at the helm, because last season they were 2-0 against the Patriots. I'm
fair.
expecting that trend to continue.
Tall.
I'm going with the Finns.
I did pick the Finns.
Tell them, baby. Tell them what you're a part of.
Oh, I am a part of Finn family. Never mind.
That was crazy.
Never mind.
Belichick struggles
That
the
was
most in
fucking
September.
nuts.
I'll take Miami.
What the fuck is wrong with you? Why did you just do that? That's the type of shit y'all do in Finn family. The fuck? Yo,
Now, can you try doing it?
no, bro.
Dude,
Please,
throw
bro.
the fin up and
What
and
the?
give
Why do you
out
want
a
me to
fin
do it?
Just
cry.
make the noise, bro.
What's the noise again?
Dude, I can't do it.
He did some shit.
But that was good. That was good. That's all I needed.
I can actually do it pretty good, but I'm not gonna do it.
All right.
I don't want to be affiliated. I'm going with the Dolphins in this one. Browns at Panthers. I think for me, this is the Panthers. Baker Mayfield gets his revenge.
I think Baker Mayfield definitely gets his revenge. DJ Moore out there. I have a DJ Moore agenda, so definitely
Wouldn't
the
it
Panthers.
be hilarious if Baker lost this game?
In Baker fashion?
Wouldn't it be? I'm going the Panthers, but I'm rooting for the Browns.
I'm going with the Browns.
Tough.
Colts at Texans.
Oh, Colts easy win.
Colts should win this game. You mentioned it last time how much Frank Reich struggles his first few weeks.
It's Matt Ryan.
You're taking the Colts, but it might be closer than you think.
I'm going the Colts.
I'm going the Colts too. Saints at Falcons.
Going the Saints.
Saints.
Defense going to dominate Saints.
I'm going with the Saints
Offense
too.
too.
Ravens at Jets.
Ravens.
Ravens easily.
If
Lamar
Zach
game.
Wilson is back,
Don't care.
the Jets have a chance.
To lose
But I'm going
by
with
10.
the Ravens right here. Jaguars at Commanders. Now, this to me, upset. I'm taking the Jags.
It's a good pick, man. That's a really good pick. I
This is
just
actually
think
a
that
tough-ass game.
defense. I think that Antonio Gibson and McLaurin are both going to have really great games.
Chase Young also injured himself.
Really? I didn't see that.
Training at Von Miller's camp.
Really?
He re-aggravated an injury.
Damn, I
Oh
hate
my
to see
God.
that.
I'm going to take the young boys. I'm going to take the Jaguars.
Okay, that's fair. I like where your guys' head's at, but I'm going Commanders. What happened, King?
The Mets really lost 8-2 to the fucking Pirates.
Oh my God.
Get better as an organization.
I'm trying, dude. I'm trying to fall apart. I'll take. It's gonna be a good game. I'll take the Commanders.
Get better as a group, please.
Packers at Vikings.
I'm going Vikings.
Vikings agenda.
I'm going
Vikings.
Skull. I'm going Skull too.
Packers at Vikings.
Big Jetta's
At
game.
Packers
Vikings.
at Vikings.
Big Jetta's opening game. I'm saying that right now.
On Jair?
On Jair.
Everything.
Like everything
It's
on him. Like
Jettas.
everything on him. Like all of it.
Put it all on him?
All on him. Like
Oh my
everywhere.
God,
I want to
Jesus.
pick Minnesota.
He's going nuts on him.
I want to pick
Bananas.
the Packers. I'll take Minnesota. I don't feel good about it though.
Yeah.
Giants at Titans.
Why'd
Got
you
the
say
Titans.
like that?
I know Drew's gonna say some shit. I got the Titans.
I got the Titans too. I know.
I got the Titans
Do
too.
your thing, bro.
The G-men are not losing this game. I'm putting the house on it.
That's
Oh,
crazy
you're
house.
The
crazy.
G-men are winning this game.
You must be putting in your garage. No fucking way.
Raiders at Chargers.
Chargers.
I'm going Chargers,
I'm
but
going
it'll be a
Ch-
great game.
I'm gonna
I'm
say
going
Chargers,
Chargers,
but
too.
great game.
Is that Sunday? No, Sunday
No.
night's back.
No, it's not
It's
Sunday.
4 o'clock.
Chiefs at Cardinals.
Chiefs.
I have another upset. I am going Cardinals.
I'm going
K1
KC.
can win this game. They
Cardinals
start
should
off
not win this
early,
game.
but I got the Chiefs. They got something to prove. I'm gonna go Chiefs.
Buccaneers at Cowboys. This is Sunday night.
This is going to be a great game.
Kind of sick. This is Sunday night game.
Why?
This is didn't they play last year?
Bro,
in the
it's
opening?
Dallas. Come on.
No, that's why.
I got Tampa.
I got Tampa too.
I do also have Tampa, but reluctantly.
I mean, if Dallas wins this game, this could change a lot of shit.
Definitely.
A lot of shit.
I'm going
Lost
with
last year
Tampa.
on opening night.
Yeah.
Broncos at Seahawks.
Oh,
Know
Broncos.
the vibe. Broncos country.
It's Monday
let's
night, right?
Ride.
It's the
Monday
worst
night.
Monday night game ever.
It's a shitty Monday night opener.
But you know, it'll be
so
great
bad.
because last season the Monday night opener was the Rams versus the Bears. It was a
Another
smoke
shitty
game.
one, yeah.
No,
Okay. Same
it
game.
was Ravens. Oh, the
No, it
Ravens Raiders
wasn't.
the second game.
I'm going
That
with
game
the
was great.
Broncos.
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 I'm
Absolutely.
going with the Broncos. Yeah.
The second game was
Wouldn't
great.
it be crazy though if the Seahawks win? I said
It would be nuts.
I wouldn't be surprised.
It
That's
kind of
their
be
one
funny,
win of the
like
season,
if
imagine.
Baker loses
Say one more
to
time.
That's their
Cleveland.
one win in the season.
The Seahawks.
That one win, yeah, and they go 0-16 for the rest of the year. That'd be fucking hilarious.
And that's gonna do
You'd
it
be
for
in
our.
shambles, by the way.
It's not happening, but hey.
And that's gonna do it for
I'll
our
put my
week
house on.
1 picks. In the comments down below, give us your upset of the week. Let's see who you got winning against who else.
Before we go, did y'all watch any college football this weekend? Anyone stand out to you guys?
I watched the
Curious.
Rings of Power.
Interesting.
Yeah,
Rings-
bro.
Oh, you do
Am I
like-
allowed to say Anthony Richardson, or I'll say that
No,
for you because
no,
that's your guy?
go for it.
Nah, you really did put me on to Anthony Richardson, so I'll allow you.
But, I mean, if there's anyone else, I'm curious because I'm trying to be locked in this year. So
Anthony Richardson
You go with
really
me.
might make me tune into the Gators, to be honest with you, man. He just looked
play Kentucky
super
next week.
explosive. He looked like he had all the tools to be a legit quarterback in the NFL. Has the arm for it, has the mobility to do it. His awareness is fantastic as well. He's the real deal.
it's really good. They jumped from unranked to number 12, 11.
Another thing that I want to point out, CJ Stroud may not be as advertised.
He struggled.
He did struggle, but late
JSN
in the
did go out
game,
early.
that is a
That
huge
hurts.
that is a huge part. But for someone that's supposed to be a top 2, top 3 pick in the NFL draft, if one of those guys goes out, you still need to be able
Still
to
got
step
Marvin
to the
Jones
plate.
or Marvin Harrison Jr.
Like, I was disappointed with his play in the fourth quarter when he needed to be good. He was, and you know what? I can give him his respects. But the game was a lot closer than what I'd wanted to see when I first tuned in. I should say.
Anyone for you?
Yeah, for sure. A lot of guys.
None.
One of the guys that really stood out to me was
Making the shit up.
None.
just wow, like just Travion Henderson, man.
Okay.
He just was unbelievable.
He didn't get as many looks as I would hope for, but
Don't even
me
ask me. I
neither.
don't watch college football.
Dude, who was their backup? I'm blanking off the top of my head. Number 9.
on Ohio State.
But
The running back, he had a drive, 9 carries, like 40-some yards that ended up giving the touchdown to give him the lead.
I'm not sure who the
Damn
backup
it.
is.
Dells, I'm gonna say this though. You need college basketball. Hit me. That's
I
what
know you're the
watch.
college basketball.
Watch
This
it
quote is
over the
actually
Super
really
Bowl.
good from
What
an
do you think
NFL
for Seton Hall?
executive.
Huh?
What do you think about Seton Hall this year?
Like, are they gonna be good?
Yeah.
Fuck no.
No?
They're not going to be top 25?
No. They can still make the tournament. You don't have to be top 25. to make
No,
the
I
tournament.
know, but we've been a
don't-
respectable team.
Bro,
for
Shaheed
years.
Holloway's there.
Shaheen's huge.
He needs a team.
Bro, they got guys, dude.
Guys is a great way to put it.
Guys is
I'm
a
not,
great way.
I'm not that tuned
Nah,
in
they'll-
with
they'll-
Seton
they'll be
Hall
okay.
basketball.
So this
I
was an
think-
NFL executive on this quarterback. He has all the physical tools to be the next Andy Dalton.
About who?
Tua.
Andy Dalton is
That wasn't
crazy.
an NFL executive.
No, you're right. It was tone setters.
Who's the tone setters?
I really don't know. And I don't think it's true because
Bro
look,
just made up
there's
this
some flex.
graphic.
Tua has all the physical tools for the next.
It's just a picture of Tua with text over it.
Are you
Bro.
happy that Serge sent you that?
No, that shit is fucking hilarious.
You're happy that
Serge sent you
Serge?
that?
No,
Sir,
that's really what he's proud
That's
of.
a
bro,
new low.
no,
I'll be honest, that's a new low.
That's hilarious.
You need
bro.
help.
That's a new
That's
low.
what
Bro,
you
is that
need.
not funny?
That shit is hilarious.
Is that not
It's
funny?
funny, but
Andy
it's
Dalton's not a
fucking
bad
Serge.
comp.
He was garbage.
Bro, he made multiple Pro Bowls
His team was good.
with Cincy.
He wasn't that good.
He was a good quarterback at the time.
He was okay.
He was good.
You
He
knew,
had a
you,
stretch
you
of
knew
it.
you wasn't gonna do much with Andy Dalton. You'll get there.
What's Tua's ceiling?
Jimmy G.
Is that not Andy Dalton?
Oh,
I think
he's
Andy,
sick.
I think Andy
I didn't
Dalton.
mean
His
to-
ceiling is
Oh
Jimmy
wait.
G.
You
His
said
ceil-
ceiling.
Yep.
Oh, fuck! I thought you said floor. I think that's his floor.
Okay.
Ceiling. Fuck.
His ceiling for me is someone like
I don't want to say a
Kirk
player. I'm gonna say a
Cousins,
number. Top
Dak.
14. I think his ceiling's
That's
top
same,
14.
Top 14 with
Yeah,
those
I don't want to give
This
a person. I
this
give a number.
He
season.
has a hard
This season.
comp.
He
That's all I'm
does.
saying.
Yeah.
Top 14. No, I think it's his ceiling. I think he'd be a top 14 quarterback in the NFL.
He's the Miami starting
This
quarterback
year.
in 2023.
He's saying this
or
year.
2022.
Yeah.
Wait, we're in 2022? Yeah, 2023.
Yes.
Yeah.
I do. I think he'll have a great year. I think there's no way he can't have a unless Tyreek breaks a bone. God forbid. I think he'll have a great year.
This is going to do it for episode 208 of the Pick a Side Podcast. You can follow us on Instagram and TikTok at Pick a Side Podcast, on Twitter at Pick a Side Pod. Don't forget to join Boom Fantasy in our link down below
Yes, sir.
and our chalkboard for exclusive Patreon episodes. Thank you guys for listening and or watching, and we'll see you next time.